Hi, I'm Angified. I started Angified Presents.
We share the love of music.
It has been medicine and therapy. Nothing else worked.
It has saved many of us. With mental health, we need to open our eyes.
Hurt people.
We ask that you listen, comprehend, and relate with your ears.
Form that heart of unity and one.
We share on this stage.
Statistics, feelings,
And ourselves.
we stand with the belief to be you, to be heard, and to be original.
We all may be different, with opinions and beliefs.
At the end of the day, we are all brothers and sisters.
We are family.
We ask that you join us in a magical journey with artists from around the world. Open your minds. Let in the love.
And listen with your hearts.
We all want a better tomorrow. Be one.
Communicate and look out for one another. And then, and only then, will you find the world.
We
will
find
find
peace in all the world.
You'll find the world. And you will find in this giant world. He was among us in every boy and girl. Many have been broken, red hearts turn black. Love will melt the ice and turn it back, and you will find the world. You will find the world. You will find the world. And when you find a place called home, where everyone is free to roam, a whole new world, a better place for our children's futures at stake. And you'll find, with music in your soul, laughter in your hearts, together we can grow a better place, with love in us all. And you will find, together we can save it all. And you will find a place called home, where everyone is free
Rawr.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Monday Night Chaos Magic. I'm KataLyst, and I will be co-hosting and doing tech tonight, and our host will be John Michael.
Oh, hello.
Under the northern lights there. The theme of Chaos Magic is one of your own and a cover, if you so choose, or two of your own, or whatever magical chaos you'd like to bring. We are ready for it. No hate speech, no sexism, no, just be cool about it, you know? Be awesome. Be you, be love. And with that being said, we're going to kick it off tonight with Whisper Poet.
Hey, hey, hey. It's great to see everybody in this space. So I teased you earlier and I said that I was going to read my dear friend Teresa Gallion, and I was going to, but I'm in the witchy room, and I happen to look next to where my laptop is sitting, and there's a stack of papers that I came across not too long ago in a box. These are poems that a friend I went to school with wrote when I was, I believe, 11 years old. I was in boarding school in Pennsylvania with this girl, and I sincerely wish I could reconnect with her. So maybe if I read her out loud, the universe will hear that call. I would love to give these back to her because they're absolutely beautiful words. And like when you hear this poem, you're going to go, oh my God, like an 11-year-old, a 12-year-old wrote that. So yeah, this is called A World Without. And this is by Holly Nelson, age 12. The world is so lonely. Stick it in a package and tie it up with string. How would I go on without music? A soothing song. What would life be without bees? Watercolors on banged up boards, and horses running proud, ever longer, striving to be free. Too long outside, the sunburn stings. A bit of music, a song to sing. When you found the objects that touch your heart, reach in the trunk. That's a good start. Take out the dusty package, the one tied up with string. Throw it in the air while sounds of trumpet flare, and smugly watch the old people, the ones staring on the rusty park bench. Holly Nelson, 12 years old. Yeah, she wrote that. Okay, and then I have one that I wrote when John Michael visited North Carolina. We went and hung out at this super cool, super dope coffee house. It was in this old converted warehouse with super high ceilings. And they had, they looked like old silk parasols. They were like a cream color hanging on a wire that was sort of draped above us. And that's where the first line of my poem tonight came from. Under lily pads of silk, frog on a wire, been hanging on for dear life. My history, not board and batten, more beard and battered heart. Pisces, fish fry with motherfuckers hip deep in the cauldron I swam in. I made a moat of me, myself, and I, reactive, not proactive, literally, figuratively radioactive, head filled with the aftermath of interactions, these bad dragons who I would imagine don't give a shit or even remember the things that happened, but I do. And what pain engraved, anger autoclaved, the scar shiny with age. I don't want to spend this Aquarian age blinded by the ripples of heat, lightning, rage. You have to give to receive, and you only get what you give. I'm letting it go. I'm giving this warhead to the universe in a sacred circle in the dark, so that the cool stillness of the stars can show me the secret path to the center of my heart. I have your number. I'll call you when my transformation is complete. I'll ride on the back of your moonbeam to the place of restart, reboot, and no repeats. Hold my hand as I press the button. My name is Eve. I brought lunch. I'm yours for the next lifetime. And together, we can make art. Poem.
Oh my goodness, Whisper, that was gorgeous.
Thank you.
Oh, I love that last piece. And the 12-year-old that wrote the other one. Wow. Everyone, give it up for Whisper.
That was great. Was the frog on the string like in that place too, or was that just an image you worked with?
I had a frog, quote unquote, as my imaginary playmate. Realistically, it was a ghost, but when I was a little girl, and I love frogs, and I had referred to those parasols hanging above me as lily pads. Ah, frog, yes!
That's cool.
But I had referred to those parasols hanging above as lily pads. So, of course, the frog had to hang from the wire that the parasols were.
Yeah, you went to boarding school. That tells me a lot about you. Explains a lot.
Oh boy, I didn't know that there was a pigeonhole for boarding school girls.
No, boarding school is where young people form, really close relationships and alliances with their fellow students, and they learn how to sort of get around authority with quite some alacrity because, it's you and the teachers, and you're stuck there.
Well, the good thing about boarding school was that as long as you showed up where you were supposed to be at the time you were supposed to be there, what happened between A and B, nobody knew. So there was that. But thank you guys. And I hope the universe hears me. I want to find Holly Nelson and give her back these amazing poems that she wrote when she was 12 years old, which was 40 years ago, more than 40 years ago. So, yeah.
Amazing, Whisper, amazing. On deck, we have Paul Skiff, but up next, everybody give it up to Cora.
Let's go, Cora.
So I was going to read you America by Allen Ginsberg, but I just realized it's like 6 pages long. And then the poem I prepared is like 3 pages long, so I won't do that poem. Trying not to be nihilistic today, so let's choose this one. This is a song by Allen Ginsberg. The weight of the world is love. Under the burden of solitude, under the burden of dissatisfaction, the weight we carry is love. Who can deny? In dreams, it touches the body. In thought, constructs a miracle. In imagination, anguishes till born and human. Looks out of the heart, burning with purity. For the burden of life is love. But we carry the weight wearily, and so must rest in the arms of love at last. Must rest in the arms of love. No rest without love. No sleep without dreams of love. Be mad or chill, obsessed with angels or machines. The final wish is love. Cannot be bitter, cannot deny, cannot withhold. If denied, the weight is too heavy. Must give for no return, as thought is given in solitude, in all the excellence of its excess. The warm bodies shine together in the darkness. The hand moves to the center of the flesh. The skin trembles in happiness, and the soul comes joyful to the eye. Yes. Yes, that's what I wanted. I always wanted. I always wanted to return to the body where I was born. Poem. I won't read you my political one because I'll get raging. This is more of a journal entry than a poem, but it reads like a poem. Today I sit by the San Diego River. The water is lower than when I last visited, and my old teacher, the common carp, is gone from this alcove. They are likely someplace downstream or somewhere along the decay, following the strike and digestion of the great blue heron. Though no signs of that hermit today either. And yet the songbirds chirp and flit about the poplars and the areo branches, whose leaves remind me still of golden Parnassians. Butterflies, I mean. The wind comes and the leaves resemble wings until they break free from their once steady anchors and twist and turn gracefully with gravity down onto the river, making small rippling currents. The leaves float on. There's so much peace and grace and decay. Perhaps it's best to say it's a pleasant process to observe when one has only the knowledge that life rebounds whenever and wherever it can. Resistance and surrender. I wonder how a fallen leaf then, or a leafless tree, looks to someone much older than I am, or to a child who has yet to learn the summit of their own spark. Will I look to death with curiosity and wonder when I am older? Will I better see life with the same sense of gratitude and reception? I should like to experience this journey unto the conclusive finale of energy. And on the days when I feel the opposite, nihilistic, I will wonder what the sky looks like and remember that I am here to learn or forget. I am here to be here, and all that ails my senses are curious effects of the ongoing experience. Poem. Journal entry. Thank you.
Oh my goodness, Cora. That was absolutely gorgeous.
What a beautiful exploration. I put it in the chat, but I love your energy and your vibe. I love the way you read. There's such a care for the words that you're speaking. It's like I can hear the love in you for the words as you speak them. It's really beautiful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was a stunning piece.
I also have to slow down when I read my own handwriting. But thank you.
Oh, I loved it. That would be amazing. Keep reading from your journal. Like, that was very poetic. Like, wow. Your pages are so lucky.
Thanks.
You know, like what Whisper said, I was kind of on that same tip. Your delivery was so care wrought, and you have this naturally emotional undertone to the timbre of your voice that really lends itself to how you deliver your poems. That's just kind of a gift, you know.
Thanks.
Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. Well, everybody on mute and give it up for Give it up for Cora one more time. That was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cora.
Absolutely.
Thank you for sharing.
On deck, we have Chels, but up next, the one and only Paul Skiff.
Okay.
Take it away when you are ready, Paul.
Thanks, John. Oh, it's good to be here with everybody again. For those of you, I think only one or two, if that many, not in the United States, it's King Day. So I wanted to just read some excerpts from a very long poem I was commissioned to do a couple decades ago for a program at a place that was called Brooklyn Academy of Music downtown. That doesn't exist anymore. Brooklyn Academy still exists. Brooklyn Academy of Music downtown was sort of this annex. Brooklyn Academy of Music fronted up as the place where they would let the people who they didn't think were tame enough for the main venue to come and do their work. So you could go do it at this, basically the closet where you can scream into the dark, and that was safe for them. And the person who put this program together, his name is William Pope L., who's now this fabulously famous visual artist. And I'm just going to skip through this thing. So it's, some of the stuff is sort of out of context and all of that. It'll be disjunctures, but maybe you can just get into the poetry of it. I am holding a rally inside myself. In my most open places, patience, intoxication, my first vision, empty sleeves of obedience. I am here to get out of control, edge towards cradle between awareness and hate, wake up to humanity through hole in my belonging, clogged with diseases, transparent with genetic predispositions, stilled by money lack, rhapsodized by government refusals, dressed in inapplicable middle-class kin systems, postponed by deprioritizing framework of exclusions. Welcome to those whose society wastes in order to reproduce itself. Each struggle, our acceptance, unfelt, unfought. Here, your beliefs are limits with no collective necessity. The best way to get rid of human problems is to get rid of the human being I am, disappearing like patience into your anger. Hi, bosses. I am a category moved out of reality, throwing a net of devotions dragged through excitement, an impractical, reckless life whose crookedness is accessed by containment here on this plantation, sought for really living. Immerse yourselves like cultural patriots in the American lowlife that I am. Make a big feeling among yourselves, cultural patriots, from this white cultural form whose meaning is to prevent infection and decay, to remain untouched by life, its problems and emotions, to capture us by art and ordeal and use and a forum that I came here to blow up. I want you to listen to me like you were one of my friends, because if hearing this right now means you would have to pay a public utility a monthly fee to have access through their monopoly, that means my friends won't be hearing this. I am commencing a revolution inside myself. Good evening, representatives of the anti-state. Welcome to today's session of Utopia. As the first condition of utopia is that one uses less and less of what one customarily uses in regular life, today we will be using less of the belief that hunger, cold, sickness, crime, degradation, and stupor are spiritual states where the meaning of life comes from emptiness. I especially want to thank any first-time attendees here at this utopia who may be slightly ill at ease over the somewhat barren scrappiness and difficulties of this particular version of utopia. I'm calling a takeover inside myself. My noisy need to remember the cultural heritage of a people to get beyond the reality of today used against us all. I'm calling a takeover inside myself, experiencing the ghosts, the words of the loom, lacing warp and weft, my basket, my mat, my body moves in threads, my clothes are made of seed hairs, cotton, gossypium, plant of the mallow family, lifted after the flowers fall, bowls, my cloth, my bowl. I need to remember a ghetto is made of woman hating. So Madame Lulu White, Emma Johnson, the Parisian Queen, Countess Willie Piazza, and their professors of piano lived in Storyville. I need to remember the 2 million members of the General Federation of Women's Clubs who voted to annihilate jazz in 1921. I need to remember when the city refused to give Billie Holiday her jazz license and singing was a crime. I need to remember the turkey trot got you a court summons and lost you your job. I need to remember that every hip hop is a haunt of Grant's bands coming down home in their blue freedom costumes with larger economic possibility and instruments of personal expertise. I need to remember that for King, being a minister was an acceptable way to be unacceptable, that a Negro was a rare thing only found in the United States of America, and that America holds the world hostage with an extremist government that lets inequality exist for some 150 fucking years after saying it is over. That at Cornhill and Temple number 7, a man threw this down beyond the right voice to shout in. I need to remember that the way the world and MLK and Malcolm X have gone apart is like us being separate and ignorant of each other. It's not a natural process. And the only reason I would ever be nonviolent would be so the real terms of relation as set from above will be articulated to the extent a hose club or a dog or a police gun can be diplomatic and politic. I am making a beautiful society inside myself where I will search with a brick or a flame for the unavailable effect of happiness in consciousness, my consciousness, the arena of struggle, where peace is not the size of an education in which anyone suffers, switching their face on and off like a microphone, where there is no long line at the Bureau for Licenses to shout, where we live towards one another, where there is no contest to abolish memory or regulate it. I am not a dreamer, but I am trying to arrange a departure from this fucked up society that has been stuck inside me. And if I can do that, then I'm gonna shout that dream out all over this place.
Yeah, Paul. Oh, that's so empowering. Like, I love it. You're so like a rebel, but like it shouldn't even be this way. Like, oh, amazing. Everyone give it up for Paul.
Oh, I fucking love your work. I just fucking love it. And I hope one day that you will let me read you, because I need, I was about to say I need to have you in my mouth, but that wasn't going to come out. Sorry, but like.
I like the sound of that.
You only get to say that one time.
I can think of a whole hell of a lot worse places for me to be.
Amazing, Paul. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, so up next we have Chels, I believe. Chels, are you there?
Thank you.
Oh, good to hear your voice. Is this your first time here?
It is.
Okay, well, here at Open Minds, we like to get everyone to open up their mics and give you a nice, warm, happy welcome to the family. So if everyone could open up and say hey to Chels.
Welcome
Hey,
to
Hey.
safe space. So glad you're
Thanks for coming here.
Thank you. Thank you. So thanks for John Michael. He's actually a pretty good friend of mine. So thank you for inviting me here tonight. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
So I'll just, I'm going to read, it's called This Tortured Me. And so this is one that I wrote just about why do I write poetry and, you know, like, what does it mean to me? So I write to know my heart, to study my pain and learn its name, to understand my longing and find my belonging, to pour lightning in these veins, encourage the current to never stay the same, to feast and fill these bones with beautiful madness, and release the torment and sadness, rising up to my own warrior's call, to speak all the words that cradle my fall. I am my own hero after all. Push the pain into the abyss, but I would be remiss to not indulge and reminisce in the exquisite scars that now exist. In a world so very jaded, I write to be sated. I spill my ink to the beat of my drum, to purposely succumb to my thoughts, to my soul, weaving them together to become whole. To repair these broken wings so I may fly, feel the light flight of candor in a world tainted with lies. To feel heard, even if only the paper hears. While it streaks with ink and catches my tears, I tip the pen to words before throwing stones. For I am not without sin to repent and atone, to blossom or force abscission, to break free from my prison, to pay the universe my dues for the time I borrowed, to learn the beauty rooted deep inside of sorrow, to speak the words you cannot find that sparks your heart and crucifies your mind, to explore my depths and chase the changing truth, to soften my edges for the benefit of you, to befriend my demons that appear each night so they may slumber in the light and let me find balance in this fight, to pull these daggers from this heart and with my blood create this art. Thank you.
Oh, wow. That was incredible. Welcome home. Please keep coming back.
Way to go, Chels. Way to go.
Love that last line. That was like a powerful hex.
That was beautiful, Chelsea. I'm so proud of you. I think that's Chelsea's second time reading. I'm so very proud of you for taking the chance. I know you weren't going to read tonight, and I'm so happy and honored that you did, and getting out there and sharing your work with the world. You are such a beautiful writer, and like Kat said, welcome home.
Yeah, you have a new fan for sure. I'm over here just bouncing in my chair like, what? This is amazing.
Thank you. I really don't like reading, and I don't like reading in public, and so you'll notice my video is off because I hate it. I really don't like it. But John Michael actually inspired me to come on tonight, and I'm glad that he did. Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you for coming on.
See, it's not so hard. This isn't, I'm not a big person. I'm not a very social person myself, Cora. And it's easier to come to something like this than to show up at something in person, physically. And I think you just experienced how, open and supportive the people are here. So I hope you don't feel timid about coming back again.
Yeah, I think I will.
Definitely.
Yay.
We hope to see you again. Definitely looking forward to that. Amazing. Everyone, give it up one more time for Chels. And with that, up next we have John Michael, and on deck we have Avacha.
Thank you. This is a piece that I wrote recently called Image of Hell. And I figured I'd read this one more time. Justine has kind of jumped in the middle of it, and we're doing something cool with it, but I'm not real like it is before we rearrange it all up. So, Image of Hell. I don't think people understand what hell is. That invisible line on the other side where nightmares exist. The abyss of lost souls where the demons toll the bell and the devil stirs echoes. Those silent whispers ring loud on deafened ears. A spell that's cast, intrusive past, 1,000 lifetimes within a single breath. Nothing left but to face your death in the reflection of eyes where light once glared. Scared was an understatement. The howls through branches, the darkness in stanzas, masturbating to feel joy, a decoy to feel something more than just pain. The stain of shame worn on this clothing we call skin, reliving every moment of suffering over and over again. Eternity in flames of sin, a glimpse of what once had been. Dead to this world I live in, alabaster skin thin, frail the face with powder traced nostrils. An imposter now fills the shoes I once wore. Sore, bored, I score another fix to trick this sickness, thickness of this skin wearing down thin, shallow the shell where a soul once lived, given into the whispers till the darkness wins. The image of hell I used to exist in. John Michael. That's all I got tonight.
That was
Dude.
awesome, John.
Dude. Yes. So loving that.
Well, here's
Since
a
you sent me-
question for you. I hope you don't mind my asking. Do you think you could have written such a poem while you were in hell? You end the poem by talking about, you're no longer there anymore. Was that what enabled you to write the poem, not being there anymore? Or do you think you could have written it while you were still there?
I've got a lot more that I wrote when I was in that place. I've got to go back and kind of read. I have this horrible thing, Paul, where I don't title my poems. So when I go into my documents, it's untitled document, untitled. There's like 2,000 untitled documents in there. So I got to go back and try to find like all those ones where I was going through that dark moment. So I can bring them back to life and share those, because there was some really interesting stuff going through my head around that time. And that was just before I made the decision to get clean and kind of make a deal with the stars for one last chance at all this and to move forward. So
yeah, I hear what you're saying. I seldom title poems either. I end up just using the first line when I want to save it on the computer. And lately I've started just dating the poems, the month, day, and year I wrote it. That makes it a lot easier for me to find stuff because I can just go back in chronological order.
Yeah, I got to do something. And I'm kind of like I've been challenged, and I've been challenging myself to kind of get out of that rhythm that I've been in and just kind of mix things up and try to take myself to the next level, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it sounds to me like you're one of these people who's perpetually on their way to the next level and the next level and the next level. You're not somebody who sits still in their work, and that's part of how maintain growth in every sense of the word, not just with your writing.
Right. So I'm excited to see what comes next. And that's a big part of why I've been trying to get involved in all these different collaborations too, because working with other writers challenges you to think differently, and it keeps you on your toes because you want to adapt and adjust and flow with the other writer as well. And I think that's a really beautiful thing and a really beautiful way of growing. But thank you so much, everybody. On deck, we have Billy, and up next, Vacha, is it?
Yes.
I'm sorry about that.
I'm so honored to
It's
be
a pleasure to have you. I've never met you before, so I'm excited to hear what you have for us.
I'm grateful to be here, and every time I come, I hear some beautiful things. So I'm going to read two poems, one of a friend of mine and one of mine. This is from a book I'm in, but I'm not going to read my poem from the book. It's called Poetry of Resistance, Voices for Social Justice, edited by Francisco X Aracon and Odelia Galvan Rodriguez. And this poem is called Reasonable Suspicion by Manuel Ramos. The people defined by reasonable suspicion are everywhere without being anywhere, and that's suspicious. Behitha, hunched over loads of dirty hotel laundry, stands as short as my impossibly short grandmother. Young Rufa, with insolent walk, wears my father's nose as though they were brothers from the same regal line of kings and warriors, so suspicious. Joke-telling scrubber of the Puerto Rico grill could be my cousin if my cousin had lived through Nam. Laughing girl, cleaning toilets, spooks me with eyes that must have been stolen from my mother. Very suspicious. Daily encounters with familiar strangers do not subdue the hate or calm the hard wind, and we are again the usual suspects. Arizona drowns in sands of suspicion as it denies reflections of my family as saviors. And that was by Manuel Ramos. And one of mine from my book, and I'll put my book in the chat in case anybody is interested in getting a copy. I'm just called a sound junkie because I'm a musician, but I was hearing music in everything, in every sound and what have you. So, which made me a very weird kid because I wasn't interested in anything else but the music, and it was really an interesting journey. So it's called True Confessions of a Sound Junkie. I am a bona fide sound junkie. Call me a child of music. I was created, born to the tune that called two very beautiful but incompatible dances together to make love, to make me to the rhythmic humming of rusty bed springs, and on that night, the slippery moans and warm sweat sounds of their love dance became the song that is me. The sensuous sounds of their love dance sang me into existence. That night did not walk in softly, and neither did I. I came with all the fire and wild passion of a hurricane. Like a shy tornado, I came. I heard music and the rustling of newspapers in the streets and a symphony in the sound of dripping water. Every squeaky door and leaky faucet had its song to sing. I even heard music in the dice games in the corner. I ran wild and free like the doo-wops and mambos, kaizo, calypso, boleros, and gospel, bomba, samba, blues, and jazz, sweet, uncontrollable melodies that were everywhere. Melodies that drowned the filth of city streets but always left a place for me in the silence between their notes. And every time I thought I'd lose it because the racket was more than I could stand, Spirit said, listen, 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 listen to the rhythm. Listen, it's there. Listen, all around you, there's music everywhere. Listen. Find the rhythm, listen to the rhythm, and when you become that rhythm, you'll find that noise is only a lonely sound, waiting for someone who does more than just hear with the ears. Spirit said, listen, noise ain't nothing but a lonely sound waiting, impatiently waiting, looking for a friend. And I knew that I could be that friend, that wild and crazy friend who's not afraid to grab the stage and let the people know noise ain't nothing but a lonely sound, a sound waiting for a song to sing, waiting, impatiently waiting, searching for that somebody, someone who listened long enough to make her want to sing, someone like me. Someone like you, someone that knew that noise ain't nothing but a sad and lonely sound. Just another naked note out there looking for some clothes. Thanks for listening to my words. I'll put my book in our poetry series. We do a multilingual poetry series the last Saturday of the month, or the fourth Saturday of the month, which is coming up pretty soon. And it's we always have 4 features and 10 open mics. So if you want to be one of them, please join us. And it's always a great thing. And thank you for listening.
Thank you for that poem. Let's type in the chat. That perfectly encapsulates my heart. There's music everywhere. Thank you.
Such beautiful writing. Thank you so much.
You can definitely hear the song in that one too. Like the one that you wrote, like, oh, I could feel it in the room. Like that was gorgeous.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you so much.
On deck, we have Black Salt. But up next, we have Mr. Billy. Mr. Billy, take it away when you are ready, sir.
Thank you. This is a book that came out 7.5 years ago. I have a poem in it. I'm not going to read my poem, but understand that I stand 10 toes down on this business. And the reason why I say that is, while there's a lot of people who, since the campaign, have acted brand new about this man, even though he's wreaked quite a bit of cultural and political havoc over the last decade. Not only are they acting brand new, but there's a lot of people who've switched sides. I am not a Republican or a Democrat. I'm a motherfucking leftist. Fuck him and all these presidents. Before I read my own poem, this is my kid brother, my touring partner, and my publisher, Will Gibson, the poet laureate of Eureka, California. The poem is titled, "The Spray Paint Smile on the Bridge is Fake." It is after C.L. Bledsoe. There are bank parking lots full of kids with Papa's truck that is covered in Confederate flags. They drive up to Sonic and park and drive back to the bank to park again. They yell about black people like dogs barking after a pedestrian that has never come close to its yard. They yip and growl and curl lips all full of tobacco spit and daddy's drunken rants, and none of them have ever seen an ocean. None thought to go see one. They don't dream that big. There are bushels of skeletons that block the street, that block everyone from getting out. There is a 90-year-old mattress in Granddaddy's trailer that 3 family members died on. People have fallen in love and hearts have been broken all around that mattress. There are secrets behind the brick homes up on the ridge and love in the trailer parks. Across the street from the trailer park is a middle school. Behind that middle school is a spot under a tree where too many locals have lost their virginity. There is still a spot of blood on the ground. There are houses with dirt floors and toothless women at the kitchen table with bald, dying old men out in the yard that yell into the woman at the table. They say, "I love you, you fat old bitch." And they mean every single word. They will not understand what you mean. They will look at you like a confused dog when you tell them that it's disrespectful to call her that. There are problems that rise from the greenish smoke. Angry little people who cook magic powders that choke the life out of the bored locals. Everyone gags on something. There are limits here, not only on the signs. The speed leaks off 3 bloated new downtown buildings and drive-through liquor stores. It's Western Arkansas. There are drive-through liquor stores. Booze and the perception of the movement are only options, but Little Rock is scary, and Forest City is a big city of 13,000 people if you could count all the illegal farm workers. There are drugs everywhere and nowhere and all places in between. Evil hides in quiet corners, and only God can judge me smirks as it judges you from the front church pew and tries to fight you in the parking lot. There are issues unresolved, floating in the Walmart aisles where shoppers mock each other after they pass, always under their breath. No one wants confrontation in such a holy place. There are train tracks that still divide the town along color lines. The whites call the black side of town colored town, like their great-grandfathers did, and hate those of us who ignore the borders with a smile. There are places that surround this little rice and cotton cluster called sundown towns, where they warn black people to get out by sundown. And they do. There are sundown towns that warn white people to get out by sundown. And they do. There are sundown towns. There are rules here. There are questions that linger on tongues, but never find the courage to come out into the humid air and dry answers that no one seems to have or want to share. Everyone knows where McDonald's is, knows that Hayes and Walmart switched spots, that Burger King closed, and Sonic crossed the street. but can't give you directions to the library because it closed last year, ain't it? The willful ignorance soaks through the streets like a flood no one cares about. They will drown someday. No one wants to learn to swim. Will Gibson. Because there are going to be a lot of insurrectionists pardoned, including those that did the hypocritical thing and beat down a bunch of cops in the process. I would like to dedicate this to them and their punk ass followers. This is called No More Questions. It is from A Tree Falls in the Hood. Holler at me if you want a copy. If the name Rodney King means anything to you, don't ask. If you are old enough to recall Richard Pryor wax comedic about LAPD chokeholds or how he shot up his own car and retreated as police approached recalling what they do with their magnums, don't ask. Don't open your mouth. If you've never had your spouse's gaze check and unmarked as 12 gazes at your menacing black ass walk from the corner with groceries, don't ask. If you think Sandra Bland killed herself, we probably aren't friends. If you know a good one who ain't turning in the bad ones, don't say shit else. If you can't tell a pistol from a stun gun by its weight, by its gravity, by the reputation of the user, stop bothering. If you don't see the blue line that separates brown bodies from their uniforms, you probably won't recognize a lynch mob and have the audacity to demand that black athletes stand mute for a slaver's anthem. Fuck out of here. If my reply to you is, but they deserve to die, choose your next phrase with the care that I choose my allies. Don't ask about criminal records, family life, the toxicology report, like you tried not to ask if Officer Friendly went too far before you bring me, but why, or did they comply? Google it, or hit my Cash App. You watch the video. Black people, indigenous peoples, stop answering. Stop having these conversations with devil's advocates and stand on the truth of our perils. To the devil and advocates, you have dismissed perilous previous discourse with verdicts and legislation, statistics and binders. The clock is running out. Keep rigging the game, moving the goalposts, changing the questions. I promise you, you will not like our final answer. Thank you.
Wow, Billy, thank you so much. Everyone, open up your mics and show some love.
That was straight fire. Thank you for reading tonight.
I always love watching poets that I know have like done this a time or two, because I just soak it in, right? Like your performance and your ability to bring your words and other people's words to life, like that means something to me. Like I really take that in. So I appreciate you for that. Thank you so much.
I love, love, love your passion and the power of your conviction when you share those words. It is such a magical thing, and thank you for sharing.
Yes, sir. I always appreciate people who speak straightforward at oppression, stand up and speak out, and just refuse to accept, tolerate, and let it be. It's the power of the spoken word, and that's the way we can change it. Thank you, Billy.
Get up, stand up.
Yes, sir.
You're right. I love it. Thank you very much, Billy. On deck, we have Parquillian, but up next, Black Salt. Take it away when you are ready. I'm excited to hear what you have this week.
Hello, hello. Can you hear me okay? Okay, so I got two pieces for you. Let me see here. The first piece is called Guardian, and this will be a poem And the second piece, I'm going to share some of my art with you. Something that I have created, a musical piece that, and I'll have to use the share screen feature for that, if that's okay. So, yeah. So we'll start out with the poem. This is Guardian. If this poem found you, it was meant for you. Hello, you know me. I'm your guardian angel. Don't worry, I'm always here, watching your stupidity. Don't overthink it. I'm here when you sleep. I'm here when you're awake. I'm here when you fuck up. And I'm here when you succeed. We do everything together. Everything. Don't overthink it. And if you need me, I'm always 2 steps in front of you. And that is Guardian. And so with that, I will move on to the second piece. Share with you guys a bit of music. Let me see here. Share, yeah. Let's see. So a bit of warning. I like my music loud. I don't know about you guys, but you know, so so what I usually do with my albums is I crank the decibels up a little bit to like really get that bass going. But something about like this, the microphone, like if you're listening through a microphone, you might want to turn the volume a little bit down, because I don't know if your microphone is anything like my microphone, but for some reason my microphone just like makes the volume, like cranks it up to like 300% for some reason. So if you're listening through a microphone, I'll give you a little bit of time to turn the volume a little bit down. Might want to turn it down to half. You know, if I listen to it on my headphones, it's fine, you know, but for some reason the microphone wants to play games with the volume. And so if you're listening through a microphone, I'll give you a second to turn the volume down. But this is my, I kind of whipped this up, something a little bit different, kind of experimenting with some different things, different concepts. Kind of whipped up 3 songs. We'll put them together in this album, Rabbit Hole. And I'm going to share with you the last song on here, I Am Always Here. And this was kind of inspired by that poem. And so I kind of like took the words and made music out of them. You know what I mean? And so I'm going to share with you, I Am Always Here. Here we go. I hope you like it. Let me know if you can hear it okay. Yeah. So could you hear it okay?
Oh yeah.
Holy, I love that.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah, I got right into that. I was dancing and could feel like all kinds of different dimensions opening up. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Black Salt, that was dope, man.
Yeah. Thanks. Thank you. Hey, that's what I'm here for. I like making music. I got it. And it just feels natural. So yeah. So I do it.
Especially something that takes you to another place and really gets your mind moving. Like I just had so much going through my head listening to that. I could put that on repeat for like an hour and just write to it.
Hey, that's what I'm here for. So I do have this on YouTube. The app that I'm using is BandLab. It's pretty much like, I'm a musician, and I even had no clue that this app existed until somebody told me, it existed. So, I'll put the link in the chat for the BandLab, but I also put the YouTube chat because I posted to my YouTube. I got the 3 songs on there. They are unlisted, but so you won't really find them by typing them in. But the playlist is public, so you can get to them through the playlist if you go through my playlist and like look through them. So yeah, I will post both links in the chat.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Everybody give it up for Black Salt one more time.
Yeah, it was awesome. I had to log into my BandLab and make sure I was following you and like the song and everything so I could find it again.
Up next we have Park William. Go ahead and take it away when you are ready.
All right. Thank you, John Michael, and everyone here tonight. Well, thinking about the true holiday today, I was reminded recently of this poem. This is I Too by Langston Hughes. I too sing America. I am the darker brother. They send me to eat in the kitchen when company comes, but I laugh and eat well and grow strong. Tomorrow I'll be at the table when company comes. Nobody'll dare say to me, eat in the kitchen. Then, by sides, they'll see how beautiful I am and be ashamed. I too am America. And here's hoping that'll be fully realized at some point eventually. But, this following up here with a poem that wrote a little while ago about some of the things I've learned about my ancestry over the years, and spent part of today reworking it. So this is called Ancestral Echoes. 1973. When I was 9, we joined a faith my father's family had followed for years, leaving a trail I later would find, where tales I learned of Quaker deeds as abolitionists and natives' friends were not as definitive as I was told. 1682, though William Penn was known to have met with natives to pay them for their lands, his children did not maintain this respect, but cheated them with their cunning plans. 1700. More recent research has brought me to know that many Quakers who settled the frontier held natives' heathen beliefs in contempt, believing the diseases that laid them low were part of God's plan to clear the land of those who refused to accept the Lord. 1754. So ancestors of mine, in fact, owned slaves, and only after John Woolman came by to plead with them to repent their ways did they relent and make attempts to free their enslaved, and amid such laws designed to make this hard to do. So soon they fled to the northwest frontier to not have to deal with this issue anymore. in 1796. And now I learned Quakers in later days had headed up efforts to send children to schools where they could be cleansed of their native ways and submit to the will of the modern world. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, Martin. You definitely don't get to pick your ancestors. You just gotta work with what you got and make the best of it. I love that. I really appreciate that. Thank you so
And
much.
continue to learn and disseminate what you know.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I appreciate you so much. Everybody, give it up one more time for Park William.
Yeah, Park William. We love you.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Smart.
Okay, I think that's the list.
I think we got to the end of the list. But it's been a
And then-
beautiful night of chaos and magic with you all here.
Martin, that was dope. And y'all, like, let's do round 3. Like, seriously, let's go. Who's
You
up
guys
for
can keep
forward?
going. I have to go pick up Thomas. So
I know. You gotta go get him at the
I
cigar.
can send that over to
Well, if you want to end the recording here and like we can roll into another round, I'll stay in here and keep it going.
Let's go.
All right.
Who's up for some more poetry?
Yeah.
Welcome to Open Minds, Open Mic, the place to be on a Friday night. We have a very special delight for you. TalkSick feature set. I've been so hyped for this ever since I met the man. Lyrical genius. Bars. What more can I say? Yeah, I'm really excited for that. We got a nice lineup too, man. I'm liking it. We got some new folks in here. We get to hear from as well. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get this thing started. I usually like to start off just because how can I invite you into my open mic and read poetry if I don't do it myself, right? So me and Black Salt made this collab, I think last week sometime. So I'll get a spotlighted up on there and then we'll get this thing started. So this is called The Darkest Parts of the Ocean, written by Thomas Open Minds and Black Salt. Some pressure is so dense it rips the oxygen from your blood. The deepest parts we've ever been in this ocean that's now above.
The gods hid water in the sky. When it rains, we cry, futile attempts and vain desires to sink the ship of our tragedy.
I imagine the drowning in salt water and fear, the latter taking over my mind here in time. As I face my bitter fate, awake into the darkness laced with nightmares and winter's grace, I fight for the tears to dry this lake.
Take me away, back to sandy shores, back through brothel doors. I don't want to remember anymore. I'll throw myself to the mermaid's song. I'll feed myself to the sharks. I'll spin down the whirlpool. I'll pull myself apart.
I'll forever be lost in the darkest parts of this ocean, flowing, glowing, growing, just going with all the light from my heart. It's difficult at times, but I'm reminded to keep my mind right and writing. I mean, right in this nightmare creeping when it's running from sleeping ahead of time or ahead of mine. I'm ahead of time. Time to be rid of mine. These riddles find me deep in brine.
Salt over my shoulder and salty sailors. What's the difference between an expert and an amateur when years of sailing has brought me nothing but pain, and years of pain, nothing has changed?
Am I deranged or
is something not right?
Do I speak with a twisted tongue tonight?
Do you hear anything you like?
Can you taste this rum and strife?
See through my eyes, and you'll see a terrifying sight.
Yet I mean, we can bring all of our dreams to prolific prosperity to reality. In spite of the formalities, we still stop and shine and drag ourselves along. I'll be dragging myself out of the darkest parts of the ocean song. Peace. Yeah. Hey, and welcome to the new folks that just stepped in. To Razu, welcome back. And who else do we have? Optimistic Devi. If you guys would like to be added to the list, let me know. I'm gonna add it. And if you would like to not be on the list, let me know. How about that? I usually like to add people as they come in, you know, just to have a spot for you if you do feel inspired to read. Yeah. We like to normally keep it around, 5 to 7 minutes, right? And it's somewhat of a smaller room here in the new year, so it all depends on the flow, right? Like, that. All right. So with that being said, I guess give it up for Black Soul.
Vote for your. That was excellent.
Yeah.
Collaborate.
Awesome collab.
No doubt.
Thank y'all. All right. So coming up next on the list here, well, on deck actually we've got Lady Shine, but stepping up to the plate now, give it up for Nemo Soon. Nemo, if you can unmute yourself and bless us with some words, I'd appreciate it, brother.
Thank you. All right. I have a micro triptych, which is 3 thematically connected micro poems. I don't want to die waiting in line. I look up and there's a fireball in the sky, and I know that even if I were to make it to my car and drive into the morass, I'll end up standing somewhere near it, stuck in a traffic jam. But everybody realizes that this is the end, and nobody's trying to go anywhere anymore. And we're just looking up and wondering if all the waiting was worth it. I'm tired of watching the good ground down. I've seen enough to know that nobody is going to recognize your efforts. Not really. Not in the way you so desperately need. On your last day, there will be a brief celebration, and someone you thought was like family will be too busy to say goodbye. The cake will be store-bought. The person responsible for bringing it will be underpaid and underappreciated. Nobody cares. I'm tired of watching the goods sell out, taking less than they're worth, nickels, no pennies on the dollar, as if these green sheets of paper meant anything other than you are not worthy to appear here, as if the pursuit cost anything less than servitude, anything less than subjugation. Money talks to those who listen. Money walks with those who will hold its hand. Someone's going to die today. Someone's going to get shot right in the face today. Someone's going to fall today, going to think, so this is what it's like while they go. Someone's going to pull the plug today, going to swallow hard and call it off. Someone's going to leave a note today, going to try to explain why they gave up, but fail. Someone's going to lose someone today, going to want to rip the molten heart from their heaving chest. Someone's going to get sick today. Going to have to figure out what to do with the little time they have left. Someone's getting blown up today. Going to be vaporized by something nobody's flying and a bomb nobody saw coming. Someone's going to get saved today. Going to feel the strength of the arm that pulls them away from danger. Going to cry at being worth saving. Someone's going to get born today. Someone's going to fall in love today. Someone's going to rise today. Going to stand back up despite the pain, despite the doubt, despite having every reason to stay down. Thank you.
Yeah, everybody do me a favor, unmute yourselves and give it up for Nemo soon.
Nicely done, Nemo.
That was wonderful.
Doing that all over. Both sides.
So dope, brother. As always, man.
Thank
I
you.
love how you do those micro triptychs, man, because I've heard some of those micro poems, but in different orders and in different contexts. And so, like, it's like an emotional grab bag every time. Like, what's he gonna pull out now? And then sometimes you'll toss a new one in that I haven't heard, or like it's just I love that the way you do that, man. It's just always fresh. It's very inspiring. Right?
Oh well, thank you. This is a beautiful place to bring my micro triptychs. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you, man.
Sorry, that sounds so. But anyways, no, I'm a huge fan. So I love this space.
And we're a huge fan of you, man. We're glad that you come through and through, and not just come to the space, but that we call each other up and chat and bullshit, and just I love having you in my life, man.
Yeah, love you too, man.
So on deck, tentatively, depending how rambunctious the kids are, we got Angel Kim, but stepping up to the plate now, we got Lady Shine. Lady Shine, if you can unmute yourself and bless us with some words, I greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely. This piece that really doesn't have a title, but it's based off of a question prompt that my brother gave me, and the prompt was, what does my pain taste like? And this is a piece. My pain tastes like bitter goodbyes, strung up on trees, swinging deeper than soul ties, crossing over multiple lifetimes. Can you hear the whistle in the trees? Those are my ancestors' mourning cries. My pain tastes like all of the devil's tries, peering back through blue eyes covered by blind lies, watching my own kind being assassinated, milk dry for their melanin's mere existence. Rebuking your demons to save you became a costly experience. My pain tastes like high octane 7 short of the 100 I need for vengeance to be mine. So I suppose I must settle for the Lord's time. I'm tired of watching the ropes be modified by kneecaps and hollow tips because of hot water pot slips, devils activated in their fleshly ships. But I see you. The tears that you leave as you roll up your sleeves, now tattooed tears, are the only ink that you seem to need to complete the perfect painting of bullshit. Hanging on the walls of the simple-minded, but in the visionaries that ignorance is a mindset that you are searching for, and here is where you will not find it. So my pain tastes like the words needed to rewrite your entire existence, to uproot the peace from your very experience. Bitter chalked covered pills are the words that I taste as I see your pain increase like the altitude of Colorado foothills before the mountains kill and more blood spills. We see you. Today, my pain feels like it's taking my breath away as I forgive to allow the new demons to play. Because what God giveth, he will damn sure take away. So May the days that you have left taste like the bitter blood-filled roots of all of our pain. I forgive you because God's vengeance is more than even our taste buds can take. And that's peace.
Yo, Lady Shine.
Wow. That was awesome.
TalkSick's like, can we just feature her? Which, speaking of which, Lady Shine, I think I did want to feature you in this new year. And I have a few slots open in March, I believe. Let me just double check on my list, because I want to hear a whole feature set from you. You came through a few times, and I would just love to hear more. Yeah, we have March 28th, and then April on, like pretty much everything every Friday for March on. So, check the books. You got a little time, right? Holler at me on IG, and let's
Look,
get
I'm
this
like,
linked up.
have your people call my people.
Yeah. Definitely. Everybody, one more time, unmute yourselves and give it up for Lady Shine.
That's my hero.
That's my baby.
That was awesome.
Mama,
Awesome.
you grounded.
Right.
I got a new prompt to write too.
Yeah, for sure. Alrighty, so Angel Kim, you got time to share something with us?
I mean, I got time. I don't know if y'all can hear me.
Oh yeah, we
Because
can.
every now and then they get a little loud.
It's all good.
All right, well, just say that's my background music. And we'll leave it at that. Let's see. Lord have mercy. See what I'm talking about? See what I'm talking about? I don't even know what to say. I'm just gonna pick one. Any, mini, money, mo. And this is the way we finna go. I tried to rest, but my past put a warrant out for my peace. Said I owed it something, so I've been sentenced to sleeplessness, indicted by overthinking, and my mind, judge, jury, and executioner. When I closed my eyes last night, somewhere between surrender and sleep, an alarm went off, blaring, hands behind your back. You thought you could relax? This is a raid. Guilt kicking down doors of my dreams, anxiety slapping cuffs on my breathing while stress whispers Miranda rights I'll never remember. You have the right to remain broken. Anything you try to release can and will haunt you. You have the right to doubt your progress. If you can't afford peace, one will not be provided to you. Do you understand these rights? Struggling to break free, my bed becomes battleground, pillows stained with every war I've never signed up for. It's no wonder my heart skips beats like a scratched record vinyl pressed with too many nights of fighting sleep, like sleep was enemy. See, I've been held hostage by my own hustle, chained to ideas that resting makes me lazy. How dare I rest when there's more to do, more to prove, more money to make, more wounds to patch than hours in the day? Then I realized something. Nobody pins nettles on corpses. Nobody writes eulogies for people who almost made it. When you're dead and gone, jobs replace you, while families tell stories about what they should have, could have, and didn't do. Those close to you still mourn your passing, trying to redefine how to live without you. So tonight, I'm breaking free from the tyranny of productivity. Rest will no longer be my enemy. It's going to be my revolution. I'll sleep like it's my like it's my reckoning. I'm reclaiming my stolen time, breathing like it's finally deserving of the oxygen I've been giving. I'm letting it fill my lungs to capacity and dreaming like only bars I'm behind are verses to my victory. Because the only thing arrested tonight is the fear of resting.
Yo, everybody, unmute yourselves and give it up for AK Angel Kim. Yeah.
Wow.
She spit every time. She killed it every time.
Yeah, that was on point.
You can never go wrong with Angel.
Thank you.
Love it. Love it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for doing what you're doing, even with the kids in the background, you know, like coming through and sharing that. You know, we appreciate that.
Always, always. Love y'all, man.
All right, so on deck we got the man of the night, TalkSick, but stepping up to the plate next we got Black Salt WLF. If you could unmute yourself and bless us with some words, I'd appreciate it, man.
Yeah, am I up? I was kind of like in and out of it a little bit. So I take it. It's
Yeah,
on
you
me.
up there. Yeah.
So yeah, okay, let's do this. All right. So I take it you can hear me. Okay, everything's okay. Not too loud, not too quiet. Okay, so I'm going to. I got two pieces. The first piece is called "Nothing Left." Yeah. And the second piece is called Gambler's Joker. And so we will start out with Nothing Left. All right, here we go. The awful secret is I have nothing to give. I don't want anything either. Like a cheap cigar I burnt out a long time ago. I told myself, something will come up, you know, just keep going. But like a cheap used car, the price of gas is just too high. Can you really put a number on it, though? What do hopes and dreams cost? Huh? What's the price of freedom? In the end, all I have is a prayer. And while we're at it, can you put a number on God? My awful secret is I can. 0. And that is Nothing Left. And so moving on to Gambler's Joker. Here we go. Just crazy enough to work. Quarter in my pocket next to an ace and a joker. I'm not playing with a full deck. That's why they call me insane. But 2 cards is all you need for an audience with the queen. Perfection is an illusion. Prayers written on paper in my purse that I rehearsed for Her Majesty. I am the burden of kings passed on to peasants, the unholy duality of hell and heaven. 777 meets 666. Gambler's love story after hitting the slots in a fifth. I roll the dice for a chance and a check. Before we play the spades, take the jokers out the deck. And that is Gambler's Joker. So
I like that.
That's what I got for tonight. Thanks for listening.
Everybody, do me a favor, unmute yourselves and give it up for Black Salt.
Black Salt.
Amazing.
Wow.
Loved it.
Awesome pieces.
And thanks for doing that collab with me earlier too, man. I didn't
Hey,
know what I was
yeah.
gonna read, and I seen you pop in. I was like, "Oh, bet, let's do that one up, man."
Yeah,
So I appreciate that too.
yeah.
It's been fun working with you too on the one we're doing with John too, man. It's just I like writing with you. It's fun stuff. All right, so y'all know what time it is. It's time for some TalkSick. Like, TalkSick is a language artist in the Bay Area. Emerged on social media during the pandemic. His background was primarily in talent shows, competitions, and contests. A battle-tested warrior, he's at home in pressure cookers, where his skills are tested amongst the top-tier premier artists. You'll find his wordplay, imagery, and cadence unique in how he conveys his info. Whether lyrical bars to exhibit technical ability or conceptual verses to teach listeners through storytelling, TalkSick is both entertaining and educational. And last Friday, I had the pleasure of hanging out with this man for like, I don't know, well, we stayed for like 2-3 hours after the show, just chewing the breeze, man, and yeah, I'm so excited for what you got for us, man. So without further ado, if you could bless us with a feature, I'd appreciate it, brother.
I want to thank you for having me. I want to thank everyone for coming out to listen a little on me. I'm trying to do a little bit of both. I'm going to do a little bit of the typical bully pulpit stuff that I do, and I'm going to do some other conceptual pieces as well. Y'all know I don't do much about titles and do a whole lot of talking in between. Just going to go through the line.
Oh, man. Yeah.
So
That is good down.
let's see what we got. My main purpose is to keep people nervous. If their lip service is worthless when we peek beneath the surface, and they're right to be in fight because my verses are airtight, so they take flight on sight because it won't be a fair fight. So my rivals are liable to find me inconvenient since my vocals are antisocial and deviant. They'll beg for mercy, but I won't be lenient. My main ingredient is civil disobedience. TalkSick can flow the most, so you'll be possessed by unholy ghosts. I'm so dope you might overdose and get diagnosed as comatose. Cause I know how paper's made and stay sharp as a razor blade. Haters mad they didn't make the grade. Plus everything I say is shade. So you can expect this to be ruthless and reckless. TalkSick is infectious and eats artists for breakfast. Y'all get the message. I'm no one to mess with. I'll go down my checklist of murderous methods to fulfill your death wish without any effort. Get your mind blown like it's in a cyclone. I'm diamonds next to rhinestones and the forest to a pine cone. With rhymes known in every time zone, it feels like I'm home crushing your spine bones. One snowflake starts the avalanche. These cats don't stand a chance. They're leaving a hearse or an ambulance because my voices are that advanced. I'm lit like a candle, so my fans will handle and kill those who want me canceled. Hard and heavy as anvils, I'm now arranged to anthills. I leave crowds in standstills and plant corpses in landfills. So eventually, this was meant to be in streets and penitentiaries for the next 10 centuries. So essentially, those who mention me should speak sensibly or feel my intensity. Unheard of me, these verses be verbally taught virtually at top colleges and most universities. I burn MCs on 3rd degrees, needing emergency surgeries while I'm currently on murder sprees. Wires are crossed in my circuitry, but why work for free when words are worthy commercially through eternity? Folks had the curse of the sea to urgency search to see who rhymed perfectly from Pluto to Mercury. And they concurred most certainly that I deserve your currency, so you'll pay now preferably. I'm planning on being the last one standing, fanning the handles of hand cannons aimed at all those I'm scanning. They can't win. And this understanding that I'm expanding this toxic name that I'm branding. But who the hell is he? I will tell on me. In first grade, I won spelling bees while selling weed. Now graduated with several felonies. But it looks like these who needs melodies. But being loved can breed both hate and jealousy. Compliments from across the continents boost my confidence with my accomplishments. But I'm content with vowels and consonants proves my dominance just makes common sense. Let's keep it straight. There's no need to wait or deviate from showing you appreciate seeing grapes like me create what we make seem like a piece of cake. I'm an exceptional writing professional with some commas before we get to the decimal. Get on a pedestal, so turn up the decibels. I got beef with them brain-dead vegetables. An unforgettable language arts festival sounds incredible. Each phrase is impeccable. So far ahead of those winnings inevitable. And right now scheduled to add to my collectibles. Rappers, singers, and poets are edible. Several must depend on chemicals. From a doctor's note that's very legible, because the only attention they get around me is medical. Toxic is masculine and heterosexual, although skeptical is saying that's still acceptable. And I promise being honest is honored as respectable. But if you don't like it, eat a dick with testicles. My name will rap through infinity in every vicinity. Toxic masculinity stole your mental virginity. So why such bitterness? But what I say get you pissed? Then you're gibberish. You're sensitive as a clitoris on a cunt filled with syphilis. Which if you wish this was chivalrous, suck my licorice like the rest of my mistresses. Hang yourself and slit your wrist. No one would care, hit or miss. Your family will think we're eyewitnesses. To them will claim they were minding their businessless. So, start with that as a warm-up. And then we'll try to switch in some stuff that's a little nicer.
Was that like a vocal warm up for you there? Why you twisting them words around, man? So dope, man. So dope.
Good looking. I appreciate that. We'll switch to something a little more easygoing, remedial, simple. Motherfuckers can't tell me nothing. Anyone denying relying on a woman must not have a belly button. Either that or they're not in their right mind, though we're tethered together to one by an umbilical lifeline. I was assigned this topic for me to write one, so I jotted down a few notes while getting high at nighttime. I sat home alone to write a poem on my own about double X chromosomes, more commonly known as women, which were all similar in the beginning before male genitalia started shifting into something different. But listen, I won't go into details, but humans are mammals, and mammals start life as females. This is from the time we're embryos. If you need proof, tell me so, and I'll be happy to let you know. When second guessed, I suggest it's best to learn why men have nipples on our chests. Those who agree say yes. Of course he's right. Not only are women our prototypes, they're also our source of life. Because we're all born out of water from somebody's daughter, despite if they partnered from our biological fathers. So it's no bother as an author to offer my tribute when we owe them our lives, which is not up for dispute. Get used to the truth, since no one is stopping me. In marriage laws, a wife was her husband's property. So when a father gave a bride to the groom, a transfer of ownership had been assumed. That's how objects of desire can be acquired. A bride's maid if hubby's inspired to buy her. Patriarchy and misogyny from Adam and Eve in Genesis throughout Bible sentences can be seen whether or not you're a feminist. So what's worse? Eating forbidden fruit first? Or seducing Adam to do it? So all us who came after were cursed. There was an African woman called Lucy, and I truly admit that name is used loosely for those who wonder who she, excuse me, the first human on 2 feet. Now, because this is a fact, we must all be descendants of a woman who was black. But the plot was for our family separation since way before we got to the plantations. Buck's been subject to death and incarceration, so queens were the foundation that raised our nation, often single-handedly. So let me speak candidly. That's love and a service to humanity. My black sisters deal with double jeopardy because racism and sexism are bad enough separately. But still they rise, and that will be their legacy. So I tip my hat to them, respectfully. In my observations, ladies are half the world's population, but overall get less payment for the same occupations as men. Unless someone can make it make sense, fixing gender inequality is a moral obligation. Women are treated like second-class citizens. If silence equals consent, we're guilty by witnessing. We either speak against it or else can't claim we're innocent. And I trust my praise for them is crystal clear. Now that I'm finishing. So, we will continue with some more of the other stuff. All over the place. Bear with me. What were we doing? There's always a riff in between poets and rappers, well, often. And so, walking a fine line in between the two, I wanted to address what I felt about that. Once I began to flow, shine with the inner glow. Most coons and buffoons are just acts at a minstrel show. Everybody already knows how this'll go. I'll make them kiss my ass without the mistletoe. I'm considered inconsiderate and colder than the richest tit. It's not like I give a shit when babies babble and little kids begin to spit. They have to freestyle because they're literally illiterate, and I'm indiscriminate when it comes to these hypocrites. Because all they do is write a beat and hope and pray I don't decide to speak. Because I'll demonstrate why they're weak and make them disappear like hide and seek. But despite liking to fight, I'm going to try to be polite and provide you all what you might need tonight. I think faster than the speed of light, and most of my rivals can't even read or write, which is why my masterpiece is nice, and I got more followers than Jesus Christ. I told you once or maybe twice, please take heed of my free advice, or be sacrificed to the afterlife. But y'all sold out without an asking price. And I won't sell my soul for mass appeal, nor record no trash just to try to have a deal. I am General Lee on the battlefield. The caps get deals from us packing steel. These are just the facts, for real, because I came to eat and they're all happy meals. I'm the only one that's around who was born in the battleground. I represent the black and brown, and I ain't never backing down. I stay sucker free and with my company. They can't fuck with me because they're really luxury to live comfortably. But my mortgage payments are supported by statements that make sense because I refuse to be complacent. No time for racing. Any show I'm placed in will be total devastation for anybody I'm facing. I make suckers stutter and eat every word they ever uttered. They'll be discovered by the mother smothered in blood in the gutter. I'm a long-range driver against these PV golf putters. When my mind's uncluttered, these cookie cutters shudder. We're not even afterthoughts. I must be high as astronauts, as if I haven't got difference in all the talent spots. I'm larger than King Arthur and Sir Lancelot, and any of the big shots you think of in Camelot. So folks better strike while the chance is hot to prove if their skills are this advanced or not. But they're all mad at me for assault and battery because I teach an academy of battle tactics and strategies. That's why it has to be a complete tragedy for anyone after me in all potential catastrophes. Language mastery made me your majesty. Folks lack the tenacity and mental capacity to speak badly about me because that would be blasphemy. So they beg and handle and freeload. When I'm equipped with encrypted ciphers to decode. So let me go. Waiting for each mode. I'll have this place ground zeroed. Then I'll reload. Not surprised, watchful eyes see me on the rise, and I won't apologize for folks getting traumatized. No fucks given. Otherwise, they'd be sodomized. With no lube, no mercy, and no compromise. Let me shine a light on why they're not an encounter type. I can sniff around the China and blow their lights like dynamite. They incite riots, so they'll all be trying to fight, but I'm the only witness you're going to find tonight. So just become my friends and follow, or end up headless as a horseman is to be hollow. None of these sissies can still they all swallow, but these amateurs suck as you try their luck at the Apollo. What I say about that? Anyways, moving right along, we're going to try something a little more. Yeah. Do something touching. A love story.
Not my friend.
Someone talking to me? No. Try this. Don't know much. It's very true. We're close. In fact, I carried you. So you would know my voice while still in utero and would tax my body doing what you had to do to grow. Sometimes I would stress and suffer anxiety, wondering about the development of this life inside of me. Then I would try to be relaxed, imagining how you would contribute to society. And you will make me smile as a mother who loves her child. Seasons changed after a while, and my room started cramping your style. You punch and kick and elbow and poke and would strike me unprovoked like it was a joke. I would try to sleep, but you kept me awoke until the day my water broke, which was its own drama. In delivery, we both went through trauma, but everything got calmer. So they handed you to mama. If I had to do it all again, it would be my honor. I was your first teacher in life since you were small. Watching you evolve, I adored you through it all. You would scoot on your tummy before you could crawl. And in a few years, you stood strong and tall. You walked and talked, and in time you gained height. I was your eyewitness, watching it in plain sight. Over the years, our bond remained tight. The fact that you're not here now just ain't right. My love for you is the highest form of purity. Now suffering in silence, there is no cure for me. When you started reaching a certain level of maturity, I couldn't always be there to ensure your security. A mother with a kid who is closely connected wants to keep her child safe and protected. Words cannot describe how I was affected. Being here while you passed was the last thing I expected. Just in case my face isn't revealing, some days I found myself just staring at the ceiling. Folks ask, but I can't explain how I'm feeling, apart from heartbroken and hoping for some healing. Even lately, I think about you daily and try not to go crazy about burying my baby. So I'm processing grief and issues, seeking strength in each moment, just making it do what it do. This is the worst pain that I have been through. When you crossed over, you took me with you. We all know these things happen. But what are the odds? Angry and upset, I literally cursed out God. Because I've been to church, paid dues, tithes, and offerings. So what did I do wrong to be robbed of my offspring? There's still no answer. It's an unsolved mystery. Although we like to live our whole life blissfully, that's not how it is for me. Switching back and forth between pain and misery. The only reason that I can think I survive you is you're an angel from heaven, and God knows you more than I do. So I'm comforted knowing that you're doing your duty. And as long as I'm alive, you'll live on. You'll me.
Bruh,
Alrighty then.
I wish I could reach to the monitor right now and give you a big ass hug, man.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the virtual hug. You know, I appreciate that. Just having me here. The love is real.
Yeah. Thank you for that piece, man.
Thank you. Right, just let me get back on my bullshit. Try. What do we got here? This one. When you hear this lyricist fearlessness, know I'm best. Headlining. The rest are guest appearances. New devices to prevent interferences, because recording me requires authorized clearances. Once I speak, guess what comes next? Artists get upset and become my subjects. Hanging out with you usual suspects, a gang of baddies, and a few roughnecks. But who let the lame fakes enter the main gates? My grown face can't wait to ruin their namesakes. Don't hate if I came late, because this is a play date. When I became great, I exceeded their pay rates. Say who stayed true to the same beat since my debut. I can't blame you for being bored of what they do. From day one, it came to make me break through, so my name grew to be a legend by day two. It's not coincidental. I don't need instrumentals. My credentials are here with infinite potential. I've never been gentle with a sharpened pencil. Bodies back behind police tape after they're stenciled. I managed to damage your amateurs and your veterans and make each of you seem like you have speech impediments. My medicine is better than methamphetamines or when ketamine settles in to boost your adrenaline. I bubble on the rubble and rise to the sediment. Competitors never win because I'm a varsity letterman. Never hesitant to represent projects or the tenements. You're getting the precedents without needing evidence. Tell your friends that a man with melanin became relevant, developing a higher intelligence. Master the elements with elegant eloquence on stampedes of elephants, trapping my skeletons because their bones are hella thin and softer than gelatin. TalkSick was given a gift that was made for this. I won't cover other artists' playlists like plagiarists. My intellectual property is too dangerous and gets translated into various languages. One reason why I am a crowd favorite is for the free speech that I get paid to spit. Syllables are custom tailored so they can fit. You're in awe of my art, but unable to label it. I rep the craft, not just here for commerce, here in old school all-star when I converse. No one will want to perform if I go on first, and I refuse to sell out, accept tickets at concerts. Just a lyrical monster whose skills are beyond words and bothered by sponsors for the battles I've conquered. Watch your step wherever you wander, or be beyond the need of a first responder. Don't bother to ponder how money gets laundered. Just invest yours in me so it won't be squandered. Chant my phrases like affirmative mantras and similes, metaphors, and triple entendres. But let's not be fake here. The point to make clear is I'm greater than Shakespeare with skills that take years. So I hope you know this ain't my first rodeo. Never scared of square dancing and doing dosing though. Who dares provoke me though? I'm for Pinocchio singing cover tunes at karaoke shows. In case no one told you so, TalkSick broken English already broke the code. My chat mode causes sensory overload. I'm a trailblazer, so follow my open road. But let me disclose the route that I chose to go was to stay ice cold and kick asses with frozen toes. But before closing, I'll be poking fun and exposing how others are full of bills, so I pull them by their nose rings. Even while joking, I will make sure you know things while bragging and boasting in between blowing smoke rings. Step on toes and crush poison onions. My height is thick. Their skins are thinner than onions. It's child's play when I'm toying with these youngins. They'll be prisoners of war, but there's no more room in my dungeons. Sucker lollipop kids are a singing bunch of munchkins with faces like time clocks about to get punched in. At this junction, they're unable to function because I can't eat and this is a business luncheon. So clear the cafeteria without the mass hysteria because the artists are inferior and fail my criteria. I blame the lames who entertain for fame because the game has changed and became too tame. Most plain James and I ain't the same, so I shame their name and cause major pain. It's strange how I aim to rearrange their frames, spraying remains of burns and bloodstains down the drain. Arranged and demented, that's how I meant it. If you were offended by what I represented, bow on these bended or have your life ended. Both would be splendid and highly recommended. All right. Let us switch over. Bear with me, please, for just a hot second.
No, I just love the creative process there. You're like, all right, let me flip it to the next emotion. Let me flip it to the next. What a roller coaster, bro. I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Try and switch it up a little bit, you know. I'm gonna try the locker room style. See if I can switch it up to something a little more peppier again. For the team, go team. Let's try this one. Far from a liar, I've been wired to inspire you to reach higher, to outdo you. I don't like that. Let's do this one. No. All right, let's try this one. Sorry about that. Is that the same one? Goddamn. My apologies. Just a minute. Oh, not the background. Far from a liar, I've been wired to inspire you to reach higher, to outdo those you admire and live the life that you desire. If I could light the fire under the masses' asses, we establish ways to outlast this madness. Our social progress isn't always the fastest. The fact is it passes slower than molasses. But to improve the world we live in, begin within, with what you were given. Ask questions and be willing to listen. You have the gifts that the world has been missing. But tell yourself it'll be hard as hell for quite a spell, but all will end well. But if that's not clear as a bell, remember while learning to walk, you fell. But got up more times than you stumbled. We can all improve, but should keep us humble. If you drop the ball, pick up the fumble. Sometimes that's just the way the cookie crumbles. You'll either win or you'll learn. You fail forward, change up next turn. Progress is the main concern. Stay stern on how you let your tongue burn. Quitters never win. Winners never quit. So give it all you got. Blood, sweat, tears, spit. But allow me to be the first to admit, once you taste success, always chase that first hit. So when people are mad at you, do what you have to do to keep a good attitude. Give thanks and gratitude. I would never suggest you settle for less than doing your best, but after success, you still can't rest until you confess you had you impressed. Remember this fact. Life's 10% what happens and 90% how you react. So stay on track, keep folks' dignity intact. If you offer respect, you often get it back. Opportunities don't occur, they're created. But leaving life to fate is overrated. Growth and envy are usually related, so as you advance, expect to be hated. Set goals out of reach, but not out of sight. If you only live once, please try to get it right. You can soar in flight to new heights, realizing not every battle is worth the fight. Find your harmony and rhythm. Things will go wrong, but don't go with them. Take any chance to gain more wisdom and stay open-minded in your belief system. And learn from the mistakes you're making. But be yourself. Everyone else is taken. When people's trust in you is shaken, you'll be left behind like outgrown snakeskin. Hard work has its rewards. So good you can't be ignored. There is no way to go overboard if your true talents are actually explored. So know yourself by interviewing more. If opportunity doesn't knock, make a door. Network relationships and build rapport to prepare for what your future has in store. The path to victory stays under construction, so dazzle people you meet upon introduction. Do what you must to avoid being sucked into pessimistic views and petty corruption. The main thing to be concerned with is living your life purpose before you short circuit. It may not be simple, but know that it's worth it. And start right now. This moment is perfect. It's not all a piece of cake. Don't trust the easy way. Time is money not to waste. Seize the day. Do not listen to what negative people say. Spectators without game don't even play. Dreams are goals and they require action. Momentum picks up once you have traction. Exceed your expectations beyond satisfaction. You played it safe, but now let's get it cracking. We're each designed as one of a kind. If you don't mind the brain grind and refuse to cry or whine, find your light and let it shine to bring insight to the blind. You know the vibe. Be chief of your tribe. You're alive to thrive, not exist or survive. You hear the voice inside that's audible, telling you you're unstoppable. Overcome obstacles because anything's possible. To make my point clear, the only one responsible is right there in the mirror. So face this. Self-reflection is courageous. Scratch greatness off your wait list. You have a gift to give. Take the initiative. The main mission is to live how you wish to live. Take heed to the words before I leave. No gimmicks here or tricks up my sleeve. Whatever the mind conceives can be achieved if you have faith in yourself. Trust and believe. You have what it takes. I won't be fake, so expect to make mistakes. But don't let errors become heartaches. Be driven. All gas, no brakes. When you're left dead on your deathbed, as long as what gets said is since being breastfed, you learn why you've been dead and follow that path to get ahead. Alrighty then. This and that, some that and this. What else do we have here? Let's try this. Upon introduction, I'm never reluctant to cause destruction without interruption. Welcome to the Terror Dome. Life is the pits like cherry stones. A place where I'm very known for leaving bodies to be carried home. They swear they're grown, but it's barely shown. In fact, they act scared alone. Hiding Cuban links, ropes, and herringbones and smelling like estrogen pheromones. I maneuver through the streets like commuters with sugar boats and cougars and supermodels from Hooters. But your future leads to stitches and sutures. I outthink computers and leave losers and stupors. Smiling cuter than a happy Buddha and toothy barracuda, I try angles like Bermuda when I'm out feeling Buddha. So get bloodstain remover to clean after my shooters, because they take balls like hoopers and most of y'all have been neutered. Look at what you did, got your ass booted. You're too stupid to be suited for skills this depleted. So we'll get no apology for my lack of modesty when I was honestly born a child prodigy. Knowing I'm partially some kind of anomaly, I made it my policy to rhyme in high quality. But most folks commonly sell out like commodities or try winning the lottery to boost their economy. Minds lost like lobotomy, fucked as in sodomy with no apology, respect, or camaraderie. It's not hard to see I can use this artistry to tell my biography as a tragic comedy. Now I'm probably the only one stopping me from recording properly to own homes and properties. One thing's definite, people are desperate to become separate from the financial deficit. I'm a little bit clever with subjects and predicates, but all I ever did was just for the hell of it. The pussies are delicate and need to stay celibate, so let's just let them fit and only I'll be left to spit. And in my estimate, that's good etiquette, because when we do forfeit, we will all benefit. Far from a pessimist, but who can mess with a specialist putting emphasis on lines being effortless? Folks disconnected with this much recklessness clutch pills and tuck necklaces and call popes and exorcists. But once they learn just where the exit is, they'll take flight like Israelites did in Exodus. If I get back to old antics, this crowd will get frantic and folks will start to panic and claim I'm satanic. But I have to light my candlelight and sacrifice half my night to bastard like most parasites acting like they passed the mic. I'm unsure why fools try to do what I do just because they learned one haiku before high school. No one's inviting folks to start writing just because it's exciting to hear me do my thing. I'm advising they begin analyzing why my rhyming has their blood pressure rising. Some are liking when I'm struggling like lightning, but the copy is biting, which will make me quite frightening. I feel the same with the smoke from killer grains and spill the beans to behead like guillotines. We'll intervene or do a get in between when me and my team is leaving our limousines. Because I always have been keeping folks gasping for oxygen masks and past needing aspirin. I'm here now and everlasting, and the best thing happening. There's no need for asking who runs the tightest ship as captain. As the only clever dude helping folks get it through, I've been scheduled to tell a few ghetto views. Never let a fool get a step ahead of you. Oh, no gloves, no fingerprints or residue. Do what you gotta do to increase your revenue. Ask any OGs you ever knew if you doubt what I said is true. My rivals are liable to be clutching their Bible dead on arrival with no signs of vitals. That's right, I'm entitled to the right to be spiteful and ensure my survival with pistols and rifles. I find it delightful that some call me their idol, while others lie idle or remain homicidal. I'll take time to warn you, someone in California can point out who's cornea with cataracts on both corneas. And I swear I might care if I wasn't a nightmare, but I don't fight for you will die right there. Ladies and gents, taste my vengeance, laced each sentence, so pay repentance. I'll take any apprentice and make him a menace, because my loyal lieutenants run rackets, but not tennis. I swing for the fences and defeat your defenses. My bars are relentless and will beat you senseless. Is there anything else in store? Because y'all got me hella bored. I wish I could teleport until your crafts have developed more. You false rounders must have Alzheimer's. The greatest of all time is major to y'all minors. Here's a reminder that no one is finer as a designer of jabs and punchliners. I ran so incredibly, some will get upset with me and readily check registries for foods of my pedigree. But let me bear witness to artist carelessness. TalkSick is a terrorist and why they need therapists. If it's not obvious, let's ask the audience if we should not be pissed by your vocal sloppiness. They sound preposterous. I'll bring a stop to this, charge each metropolis like a rabid rhinoceros. I'm completely spook-free, distinct and uniquely, so folks can't beat me, but weaklings try weakly. I tend to quiet folk when I'm provoked, get high on smoke and crack punchlines and jokes. But give me the microphone and I might go into a nice flow cycled with psycho. The words I work with fit verses so perfect they must be on purpose so your purchase is worth it. I keep artists pissed. They want no parts of this. It's hard to miss when a narcissist gets it lit like an arsonist, but don't get it twisted like pretzels. Think of your special. If I get disrespectful, I'll drain your blood vessels. Now hear this. Here is the nearest place where fearless things can speak their thoughts the clearest, and I've been a vet before the internet. Far from finished yet, so select me to win a bet. Prepare to see if people dare to be somewhere without the scarcity of heresy. Words chosen carefully and spoken with clarity, so folks are scared of me emotionally therapy. But insincerity when viewed comparably, the severity of our skills differ with disparity, which makes me a rarity gaining popularity, so pay me charity for my prosperity. Fuck me. Sorry about that. Little twister here and there. Damn it all to hell.
Bro, some of the bars and that shit are too good, man, bro. I fucking can't with you, bro. I love it, dog.
Yeah. What can we do? Oh, yeah. Let's try this one. Danger zone. Hmm. There's a lot to unpack tonight. Race relations go beyond black and white. Hundreds of years of folks not acting right, yet we're sentenced to life for running a traffic light. Cops never really have to fight, so it's no surprise that they passed on sight. Here's what our oppressors think. If melanin separates brown skin from pink, we hold the power to make them extinct. So they're literally struggling for survival. All people were sustainable and tribal before being force-fed the Bible or worshiping a like Jesus false idol. This information is vital because our rivals believe in privileged and entitled. Let me be courageous enough to say this, since it's not the safest when the offspring of rapists may find it tasteless, but the truth is contagious. Wars polio out of the dark ages, according to history book pages. Then the racists decided to enslave us. How's that for treating your neighbors? The U.S. put more humans in cages than any nation on earth. Ain't that outrageous? And these places are full of black and brown faces when new ones added to the matrix on a daily basis. Counter my point if you find a fallacy. What's really found to me is this technicality. If blacks were 3/5 human beings in reality, slave girls was bestiality. Imagine how upset people can get when you point out those families had sex with their pets. They get pissed at my talk. Their ancestors so desperate they turn to livestock. I'll likely be outlined in white chalk on a bloodstained sidewalk. I heard Africans were lazy, which almost made me laugh, because maybe it's crazy to breed our babies as your staff, smelling like wet dog. Take a bath. Instead of math, you built this country, you should have given us half. It's plain to see the bravery gave to me was to address mental slavery and how things came to be. So I'm giving this game for free, because obviously we're walking around aimlessly. I'm on a mission to improve our condition and don't listen to those missing the vision. My decision is to share wisdom, spread light like a prism, and lifelines to slow the pipeline of our school prison system. Don't figure I talk sicker than those who promote drugs and liquor and use a term leader. The word has not been censored from the hate that's occurred over the centuries has been heard. So face it, despite the time wasted, those who first entered the world made it hatred, not because it's sacred. Let me try to make some sense of this. Folks claim I should be ashamed of my offensiveness. But I've never been one to pretend to give a fuck about schmucks if they're hypersensitive. The good news is all excuses are useless. Wearing blood diamonds with gold chains is nooses. The privileged can do what he or she chooses, while we take abuses from them who are ruthless. Woodward syndrome has been known to divide us by any means from age to skin tones, which pains me like a toenail of us ingrown, because we're all one team marching to the end zone. But they figured you would have conflicting views and might get confused when it was time to pick and choose. But the rule is you lose trying to win their rat race. Although that's the case, they'll sing Mammy in blackface. After all, brothers either dunk basketballs or greet with dresses at their casting calls. I shine like a lamppost to lead by example and ramble on saving my folks from life in shambles. My fans know to stand close, because this damn floor tramples most cools and sandals, and minstrels get canceled by a wolf at lamb's close. Well, there's that too. Alrighty then. Let's find something different.
I love that you asked me the other week too. You're like, should I read that piece? I was like, bro, please read that piece.
You know, hey, I appreciate the safe space for that because I know it may not go over well. Good looking.
Hey, and if it don't go over well, then it's just some ignorant motherfuckers that don't even need it to go over well with, right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Everything
hey,
ain't for everybody.
You know what I'm saying? So
they be all right, right?
Oh, they be all right. They be all right.
All right, let's see what I got. That's a good one here. Maybe. Good evening. The reasoning you never see and King seem to bring a rhyming and steaming thing with this much seasoning is that I wrote before Stephen King even chewed on a teething ring. Say no more. It's the moment you waited for. I came with swords ready to wage a war. Battle way before George Orwell's 1984. I stayed the course where Roy played to score. So it's my chance to start to advance the arts because I stand apart as a man with heart. Be savvy, book smart, built off the chart with a local mart shopping cart full of plays and darts. Once I'm in the doorway, what can you do or say? I'm colder than sorbet in the winters of Norway and will freestyle for pay. But since it's not your day, fuck you without foreplay because that's my forte. Caution as I go off when folks hope I'd soften, I pound nails into coffins more than often. They're soft as cotton and must have forgotten I was still rotten by crowds applauding. We finally had a pot to piss and folks wanted to listen, so I've been on a mission to stop competition. My rooms are in ghettos and missing from prisons, but there isn't much difference in their living conditions. This black magic sorcerer is a torturer, so give up his forfeiture or be sent to the coroner. Scared of my footsteps coming around the corner of the corridor like up the cold borders to deport them as foreigners and build a wall of brick and mortar, all in the name of law and order. On my block, night stalks the pounds of flesh like Shylock, and the right flock might mock your jive talk, which is useful as a yacht in dry dock. Fighting hands when you throw rocks get you knocked off your soapbox, face dead ends and roadblocks, although you may hope not. When I'm there, the show stops. I know that the dope spot, like coke cooked on stovetops and cannabis grow apes. You think you're so hot, but folks give you no thought. Your live streams don't even got one robot. Some have tried to have my art modified, but all have died, be unqualified. So swallow pride, run qualified, or go inside and make sure you call your ride. But no one can go the distance. For instance, their engines are missing pistons. Those that listen know the difference between your mainstream and my underground resistance. On guard, wannabe pop stars are not hard, or you are steel bracelets in the back of pop cars. Gyms, prisons, and toxic got bars, so they hang from my crotch like strange fruit and pop bars. Folks will get hostile that an old school fossil stands colossal over Pentecostal apostles' gospels. I remain thoughtful and know it's unlawful to snort that awful stuff up my nostrils. Don't be pissed that I get all the pops. You better not call the cops, because I will make you walk the blocks in heels, skirts, and halter tops. Some say that's mean and blame me for blasphemy, but they were last seen at scenes lip-syncing drag queens, and now need vaccines. You can slam, sing, or rap. Almost everything is crap. I'm mistaken that with the art I'm bringing back, so put on your thinking cap. Fuck them finger snaps. I put folks in their place. They've been in disgrace and know how my genitals taste until I squirt chemical waste. May folks lay low if they know I say so. That would be wiser than Socrates, Aristotle, and Plato. They're cheesy as queso and not worth a peso. So kiss my ass, Dominic and Basil, pendejo. As a bonus, there are no opponents. I wrote this as the only microphonist who has shown his cojones. This may be combative. Is that unattractive? Almost as if my fan base isn't massive. Tell those I haven't this. Being spared is miraculous. When I'm mad or pissed, things will get disastrous. To be accurate, I'm not established with a life of lavishness, but watch after this how my ass gets kissed. My ravenous savages are far from pacifists. They're saying masochists and terrorist activists. Plus, virus advocates with high batting averages. You'll have no advantages but to buy bandages. Since if we have our wish, you slash your wrist, but not rise like Lazarus or Jesus of Nazareth. Although clearly me, what I'm here to do is offer a peer review of what I hear from you. I'm thinking drugs and drinking got your stinking pot shrinking since your ship is sinking. Keyboards and ink pens made me a kingpin. Those who failed the Lincoln now face extinction. Know that fact and get down to brass tacks. I'm a class act rising on a fast track. My abstract lines are jam-packed, so when cats rap back, I clap back. I want to smoke hash sacks and count pounds of cash stacks. So invest in me like NASDAQ or kiss my ass crack. Deeper than a scuba diver, knowing all ciphers as a lifer. No vocalists are survivors, not even their getaway drivers. My vocabulary has to bury every adversary. That's so scary, fear floods their capillaries. So bring it on, the more the merry. War prepared me so ordinary poets go to mortuaries. The thing is, this genius is distinguished as a cunning linguist of English and a kingfish. One finger writes humblings of barbs and stingers that kill gunslingers. But the stench of death lingers for poets, rappers, and singers, because those suckers bring us fellatio and cunnilingus. Most of us free thinkers don't fall for the bullshit hook, line, or sinker, so I continue to tinker on my spells and tinctures to make the little stinkers French kiss my sphincter. My inhospitable spittables are formidable, killing fools like sick criminals with unforgettable syllables. A considerable amount of subliminal messages and interviews make some folks feel miserable. Other men and women will love my winning skills harder than minerals with paid residuals. But there are imbeciles hanging from my windowsills who I treat like infants that are similar like an infamil. I'm critical that individuals don't do originals and find it pitiful when they claim writing is too difficult. That's typical for copyright criminals to question their theft and if so, plead for the minimal. But there's no need for me to ask you if it's cool to ridicule little fools like they fucked out of middle school. We're junior high. Between you and I, some stupid guys used to try to act super fly, but got crucified. They lose their life like suicide because this is do or die. So don't be too surprised that they were neutralized by being euthanized. I can't resist the urge to paint pictures in my tongue-twisted scriptures, kill beatniks and hipsters. I'm spitting whispers through whiskers and misses and misters. When my hands get blisters, I drop bars like powerlifters. Thanks to the listeners of cash daughters and drifters, moms, daughters, and sisters, kid rats, and prisoners. The assortment of love that's put into performing is more than important for supporting and recording, so any portion of what you're affording is a fortune stopping my mission from abortion. It's the hell who will leave you spellbound. I don't need 12 rounds to make folks melt down. Don't be stunned if they're done in just one. See them run. Once I begin to have fun. The tales that I spun are second to none, but shun, because my darkness eclipses the sun. But me and my kinfolk been broke until I pushed a pen stroke and then spoke. My rhymes are complex, but taken out of context. But if there's a contest, let me go on next. I don't give a fuck that other artists suck. If I run amok, wish them best of luck. The rhymes I'm assembling has folks trembling, remembering they'll never been close enough to ever run without the brain hemorrhaging on them again. My cocktails are Molotov, so salute and mazel tov. I think you all are soft. You can battle, but you call it off. Rather than having friends, I grab my pens traveling and have to run battling, stabbing them with javelins. I have every intention in sending henchmen for my honorable mention, severance, and pension. Yet this next time, my projectiles will pierce serving textiles of loveless reptiles. TalkSick is not a hypochondriac, but try to keep up like an insomniac. My words attack off and on a track. I lead the pack, but folks always want me back. But thanks, y'all. I had fun. This was a hoot. Now turn your pockets into rabbit ears and give me the loot. Cause I'm trigger happy and itching to shoot. So if you don't want this to turn audio, keep it cute. Oh, Lord have mercy. Like, do I have any voice left? I don't know.
Bruh. Yo, if you want to continue on, man, keep going. But if you're running out of vocals, man, that's cool too. We'll stick around for a round two. I don't want to push it too much, but like it's your night. Like I said when I told you earlier, I don't like to put time limits on creativity. You go until you feel like you've been heard, like you feel like you've been felt. You know what I mean? Like we all here for you tonight, bro. We all loving it. So
Man, I appreciate it. I might need to just give myself a little bit of a vocal rest for a hot second. Let some other people jump up in so I can be thoroughly entertained by others. That would be lovely if possible.
all right, definitely. Maybe we'll let your voice heal up a bit. We'll get into the rest of round one, and then y'all stick around round two. We'll probably we'll be able to pinch an encore out of him, I think. You know what I mean? So they get him some honey and some tea and a little
Right.
vaporizer. So
Vaporizer. There you go.
Yeah. But everybody, do me a favor and help me thank TalkSick for this feature, because I don't think I could do it on my own. Like, I need all of y'all right now to unmute yourselves and give it up for TalkSick.
You did amazing. I loved it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
It was a great set.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate y'all for showing up.
Look, lyrical masterpiece. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Right? And he brings out like that inner child, that rhyme slayer, that freestyle artist he used to, rock backpack, couch hopping, rocking backpacks at 14 years old, right? Like just busting flows to have a good time. Like, you bring that out in me somehow, man. You make me smile so wide, bro. Like, you have so much fun with words, man. And I think everyone in this room sees that and respects that, because that's why we got into writing, right? It's about not only getting a message across, but having fun doing it and being able to entertain at the same time, right? And you truly embody that spirit. And so,
That's just when you told me that last time we spoke, you was like, you just make it sound like you're having a good time. It is true. I do really just get a kick out of it. Sometimes I'm like, no, I don't want to watch no TV. No, I don't want to go anywhere. I just want to sit here and think of something clever to say.
right?
And it's just entertaining for myself, So I appreciate that,
And you truly embody that. Like, thank you so much for doing this feature set. To Razu, I'm about to drop the link to our YouTube channel. This will be uploaded probably at some point tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, you can go back and watch all of the features we've had here at Open Minds, Open Mic, and our other shows. There's links on the YouTube channel to our other shows. We do Chaos Magic, Heart of the Artist. There's so much amazing stuff we do here. And yeah, once again, everybody unmute yourselves and give it up for my brother, my boy, my new inspiration, TalkSick.
Man, I'm just happy to be here. You are the wind beneath my wings, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you.
Amazing set. Thank you so much, TalkSick.
Thank you all. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
And yeah, we got a whole bunch of other dope ass features coming up. Nemo 2, he's gonna be next Friday, right? We got Nemo soon, and then after that, let me pull the list up again here so I don't fuck it up. Yeah, so we got Nemo soon next Friday, and then January 31st we're gonna have Deep Thoughts. February 7th we're gonna have Artie Fox. For Valentine's Day, we're gonna have Propaganda Poet, aka Bear Wolf, doing his Valentine's Massacre thing again. We got Nadia coming on February 21st, followed by Carl Kutcher, and then March 7th we got Escape Artist. March 14th, Pi Day, we got MT Paridi. We're going to have a dual feature March 21st with Jacob Moses and Douglas Calla. Like, we just got some amazing features here, and we hope you guys come through time and time again. Thank you so much, and I hope you stick around too, man, because I want to hang out with you again, bro. We got more stuff to talk about, man. We trying to change this world, bro, make it a cooler place, you know what I'm saying? And you're pivotal. You're pivotal to that, right? Like, we need your mind, to make this world a cooler place for all of us. And I ain't trying to put the pressure making it a better place, because like I said, if we can just make it cooler,
right,
it'll become better, right?
Hey, anything I could do for that? I always heard that you could just make the world a better place than how you were born into it. You did it. You did your life's purpose.
Right.
Be
That's
better for
kind
the
of my
next
theory
generation.
too. Even with my wife and I, like if we go to the river or go out in nature or whatever, like we always try to pick up garbage we see out there, and we're like, yo, if I'm gonna go try to enjoy some beauty in nature, especially now, I grew up in South Florida, right? Now I'm up here in Canada in BC with like these just beautiful fucking mountains and river, and it's like if I'm going out there and I see some trash on the ground, I'm like, really, y'all, like, come on,
Right.
clean it up. So even if it's just something simple as that, pick up a piece of trash, leave the world just a little bit, a little bit cooler, a little bit more beautiful, a
Your
little better
part.
than what you left. And
Right.
that's all it really takes, man. Or pass a smile along too, man. That goes a long way too.
That's
Next time you at the
priceless.
gas station or whatever, smile and wave at the clerk. Ask them how their day's been, and that'll
Random
trickle
acts of
down.
kindness.
Exactly, right?
No
It'll
doubt.
trickle down, man. It definitely will, man.
Pay
Um,
it forward.
yeah. Thank you again so much for doing this. And thank you for everything that you do. I know it
Thanks
came
for
out of
having me.
necessity, but it also came out of because you love doing it.
No doubt.
Right?
No
So
doubt.
I appreciate that.
I'll try to get myself together and maybe try again later on once I get a little rest.
Definitely,
I want to
definitely.
listen to everybody else in the meanwhile.
Yeah, we still got quite the lineup. We have some people that might be popping in a little bit later. People got lights, people got to duck in, duck out and stuff. And we got Tarazu on deck, which I remember meeting Tarazu once, and I was like, yo, I think they've been here before. But we have a newcomer here at Open Minds tonight, Zama.
Nice.
So y'all know the deal. Everybody, I want you to unmute yourselves and give a big open mind, open heart, open arms welcome to Zama.
Yes.
Hello, everybody. Hi.
Lovely.
Let's go, poet.
Yeah.
I'm Zama, and this is an oldie but goodie. This is Late Night Thought 331. Why is it when we lose ourselves, the first place we look is in the people we meet? Giving the wrong people the right information, wondering why our ideas seem futile. Always at ends, repeatedly explaining and over-explaining how we feel when we feel disrespected. Killing ourselves using our life force as life support for zombified situations. Strolling through a labyrinth, giving flowers to fools, sharpening the blade of frenemies, then carrying them in our back when they get tired of holding them. Ignoring red flags, creatively painting potential on condemned connections. Putting mask on top of mask so no one attending Life's Masquerade Ball will notice we're dead inside. Then we convert to hermit mode, finding solace in isolation. Sticks meant to stop us, now fuel the fire within. Fuel the fire within so we can see where we're going, while the bricks intended to break us form stairs to provide us with an escape from the chaos so we could face the world. Poem.
Yo, that first line you dropped there with was dope. Hell, that was crazy. Welcome home is all I gotta say. This is the first time I'm hearing you, and I'd like to hear more. If you got another piece you could share with us, I'd really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Bet.
the one I wrote last night.
Ooh, wet paint. Love
This one is not titled. It's not titled. I'm a high priestess working on my soul thesis. So before you waste your time trying to cover me with a bull that falls from that shit shovel you call a tongue, I need you to under, inner, and overstand. I don't give a fuck. Never felt like I belong, so disconnected doesn't begin to describe how I feel here. And the way I'm living is a fabricated representation of the abilities that reside in me, trapped in cages formed by the bad habits I lost control of. Honestly, For the life of me, I can't figure out how I allow myself to struggle paycheck to paycheck, scared to step on my own neck. All this talent, I should be in the mirror flexing saying, yeah, I did that. Instead, I'm looking at myself like, bitch, is you okay? Are you gonna make it through today? I know I will, but sometimes I gotta make sure. They say you can't solve a problem until you admit there is one. So I guess this is my start. The end of what I became is the beginning of what I'm becoming. So prepare to watch me go further applying myself because my presence is pressure. Poem.
Yo, Zama, once again, welcome to the family. Yo, them first few bars on both pieces too, like like you come in just like, look, like, yo, them first few bars on both pieces too. I mean, the whole poem is sick, but like you really come in like, yo,
Kicking the door in.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, she coming in, kicking the door in, gas, tear gas coming flying through the window, bro, flashbangs, like coming in, right? And yo, the fact you wrote that yesterday too, I can see where your mind's at, and I really hope that 2025 is the year that we all thrive, right? And I can see that introspective in yourself, right? Kind of question like, where am I going with this? And I tell you what, I don't know where you're going, but it's somewhere nice, and I want to be there to listen to it. So thank you for everything you do,
Thank
everybody.
you for having me in.
Yeah, once again, unmute yourselves, give a big welcome, and all the love you got for Zama.
Yeah, welcome. Glad you're here.
Hey, Zama. Yo,
Please
Zama.
come back again.
Yes.
You hear me?
Yes.
Bitch, is you okay?
I'm gonna be.
I love it.
Hey, shit's rough from time to time, but hey, we gonna be all right.
It's real
Right?
life.
And that's what we write for too, right? Sometimes you gotta, put your life down on the paper and read what you just wrote to really be like, oh, okay, yeah, I do got, like take that self-inventory of yourself, believe in yourself, never underestimate yourself, and keep doing what you're doing, stay inspired, keep writing. Please come back. Like I'm
I
asking,
will. I
please come.
definitely will.
We got
I
Friday
definitely will be back.
shows, Monday shows. We're gonna be starting some new shows in the new year here. So like, yeah, please come back, man. Welcome.
Thank you, Mama. Thank you, everybody.
Absolutely.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for letting me up. But when I came back from the store, my dinner was ready, so I gotta go eat.
Hey, enjoy that dinner.
Y'all have a beautiful night.
Appreciate you. Thanks for sharing.
Much love.
Thank you.
All right. So we got some more artists coming up. On deck, we've got escape artists. But stepping up next to the plate, we've got Nadia. And like I mentioned earlier, Nadia will be featuring on February 21st. And Nadia, I met you a few months ago. I think at Kaya was the first show that you came to, the Come As You Are writing workshop show. And you were like, no, I'm just listening. I'm just listening. I said, well, if you ever feel inspired to read, let me know, right? And you stuck around for a little bit. You'd sit back in the background. And then when you started like performing for us, it was like mind blown. Like I honestly believe like Nadia somehow embodies like the spirit of Gaia and Mother Earth. Like with every word that she breathes, there's like just pollen and vines and green, and you know what I mean? Like it's so beautiful, and I love everything that you do, Nadia, and I'm so glad that you're part of my life. And for the people who haven't heard you, I'm excited for them to get to hear you. So Nadia, if you could unmute yourself and bless us with some words, I would greatly appreciate it.
Me?
Oh wait, I did have it off. I said Nadia's on. My bad. It's been a really long week. I haven't got much sleep. I mixed that up. That's right. Nadia's on deck, but stepping up to the plate is Tarazu. And I remember you showing up too recently. I want to give you another welcome because I want to say welcome back because I loved when you first came through, and I'm so excited to hear more of your work. So we're gonna do this again for everybody. Please unmute yourselves and give a big open mind, open heart, open arms welcome to Tarazu.
Welcome.
Thank you. All right. So good evening, everyone. I'm going to share because I am white tonight. Because I am white, I will never know the weight of a lifetime's worth of prejudice and discrimination. The burden of being defined by my race rather than the qualities that make me who I am. I will never experience the constant vigilance required to navigate a world that often sees me as a threat simply for existing. Because I am white, I will never feel the sting of being followed, watched, and scrutinized in the very places I should feel safe. The stores, the streets, society in itself. I will never know the fear of being stopped, questioned, or harassed by those sworn to protect and serve simply because the color of my skin. Because I am white, I will never understand the weight of generations of oppression or the legacy of a system built upon the backs of an entire race. I will never feel the burden of being viewed as less than or having my very existence questioned and challenged at every turn. Because I am white, and I do have children of color, I worry about their safety, and I wonder if they will return home unharmed, unscathed by the very systems meant to keep us all secure. I have had the difficult conversations with my son, the ones that teach him how to navigate a world that may not see his worth, the ones that tell him to keep his hands up where they can be seen, the ones that, because of the color of his skin, he is automatically guilty. Conversations one should never have to have. Because I am white, and I have this privilege, this unearned advantage, it comes with a responsibility. A responsibility to listen, to learn, to use my voice for those who have been silenced for far too long and for those who no longer have a voice. I have a responsibility to stand in solidarity and to fight for true equality. In the end, we are all human, deserving of dignity, respect, and the opportunity to thrive regardless of the color of our skin. It is time to acknowledge and confront the uncomfortable truths. And to quote Langston Hughes, only then can we truly say that we have created a just and equal society where the promise of liberty and justice for all is not just a hollow phrase, but a lived reality. And that's the piece.
That was epic.
Yo,
Wow, yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
more. We want a second one.
Hell yeah.
What? Like you can't just leave us out. We want more now. You got salivating for some more. You know, my ears are dripping over here, just wanting to hear more. So if you could bless us with another piece, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, if you could bless us with another piece, yo, that shit was dope, bro. Very well written, very on point. Like, yeah.
Okay. For the second piece, I have, it's titled Dear Heroine. Dear Heroine, I don't know you, never touched or tasted you, but I've seen the havoc you wreak. Taking a hold of my brothers, tearing them apart, leaving nothing but pain in your path. You are the devil in disguise, stealing souls and destroying lives. Their addictions spread like wildfire, an epidemic of epic proportions, turning their lives upside down. I seen the way you lured them in with promises of escape and euphoria, but all they found in your grasp was darkness and no way to escape your grip. Our family you shattered, all because of your toxic hold. I begged you, heroine, to release your grip, to let go of the hold you had on them. Their souls deserved better than to be lost in your clutches. I prayed for the day when you were no more, when your power was extinguished. I prayed that my brothers would be set free to live a life untouched by your poison. That day came in the form of a call I dreaded for years. You took the lives of my brothers, their innocent souls, and claimed them as your own forever. Now I sit here with words unsaid, love that I'm unable to give, anger that I can't release, an unreal amount of emotions buried deep inside my heart. You are a burden I carry with me every day. You have ruined my life. I never touched, tasted, or tried you, yet I feel your effects. You have left my life forever tainted. Your poison penetrated my veins, but no needle was ever needed. I never sought you out, yet you found your way to me, a dark and destructive force. You linger in my thoughts like a stain. I wish I could rid myself of you, but you're a part of me now, a constant reminder of my grief and pain. Fuck you, heroin. This life you cannot have. This life you cannot take. You may have taken people from me, but you will not take no more. You may have left your mark, but I am strong, and with this letter, a newfound strength has been found. So respectfully, you can kiss my ass and go to hell, because that's exactly where the fuck you belong. And that's the piece.
Yeah.
You better come on.
Wow.
Shit.
Wow.
Sit on
That
it.
is serious.
Oh,
Yes. Spit out it, Jesus.
Sit on it, Jesus.
Mm-mm-mm.
Get it, bro.
My condolences for any loss.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Wow.
did we lose a Thomas?
Thomas, are you?
Oh, can you guys hear me?
Oh, there you go. There you
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Oh, so yeah, what I wanted to say, that poem was very near and dear to my heart. Growing up in South Florida during like this whole opiate pandemic, like it now it's the fentanyl and stuff, right? But before it was like the oxys and doctor shopping, and like I know people that were shooting like 70 Roxys a fucking day. You know what I mean? Like 10 at a time, crushing the spoon 7 times a day, right? And I've witnessed over like 80 of my friends die. Whether it was accidental overdose or intentional, I don't know, right? But I noticed one thing too, that was a lot of people who try to sober up that were used to doing, a set amount of heroin, right? And then they would relapse. They think, oh, well, this is what I was used to doing. Let me do that. And it would just take them out, right? And even in my 20s, I have a back injury. So in my 20s, I dabbled a bit. I was selling them. I contributed to the fucking death, right? But I myself was hooked on it for a little while, and then got myself out of that, 15, 20 years ago almost now it's been. And yeah, like that piece was like really near and dear to my heart because I think everyone in this room probably knows somebody who's either suffered with addiction or have lost somebody, from addiction. And especially now with the fentanyl, where it's like literally like a pinhead size difference. And so you got these little dope boys on the corner trying to fucking make an extra buck. So they just, they boosting it with a little bit of fentanyl. And now next thing you know, oops, I put a little too much and like 10 people are dead. Right?
Yep.
So it's like a very, very real, very visceral thing that's going on, like that has affected my life. Like now I'm up here in Canada, just trying to spend time with my wife and my cats, right? And I don't even go on Facebook no more because it was like every time I went on Facebook, oh, such and such had died, or how they overdose, And it's like, fuck, man. Like, so like, thank you for writing that piece. Thank you for the way you delivered it too. I like how you said like, I feel your effects even though I've never like, just like right like that, like just the whole way you
A
went
needle
about
wasn't
it.
needed.
Yeah. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I think more pieces like that, especially in times like this with like, the fentanyl going out and younger kids growing up thinking, oh, like, well, oh, I want to try some dope, you know what I mean? And then fuck around and die, right? Like pieces like that are very integral for this for this family, if we all want to move forward as a human race, we need to look at big pharma. We need to look at, not only the drugs, but why are the people using these drugs? What can we do to improve their life so they don't have to feel like they need to turn to that needle?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if there's better mental health care, better housing, better, food and clothing and welfare. Like what can we do to to stop this and reverse it? Because I thought it was stopping, years ago when they started banning all the fucking doctor shopping and they were breaking down on all the pill mills and all this shit. But then they really fentanyl. It was like 10
First,
fucking
yeah.
more. So it's like, are we moving forward or are we going backwards with this, yo? And it takes poets like you to speak truth like that. I think that even if no one else aside from people in this room or people talk to here, you putting that out into the collective consciousness, and hopefully there's some doctor somewhere that's not gonna write that script just because you read this poem here tonight, even though he may not have heard it went out to the collective consciousness. You know what I mean? Like you may have saved a life with that piece. So I really appreciate what you're doing with that. And once again, welcome back. Like,
yes,
I
For having me.
appreciate you. Yeah. And please come back more, yo.
Oh, for sure.
I would
Definitely
love
will.
to hear it. And like I was saying earlier too, like I'm booking features into March here. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but if you get a message from me, we could work something out because I would definitely love to hear a feature set from you too. I know you got a lot to say. I could tell already. You know what I mean? So
Thank you. I'd love that. I'd love that.
excellent. Yeah, I'll be in touch. I think I got you on Instagram, I think. If not, I'm gonna find you as soon as I get back into the house. We'll get that linked up. Yeah, speaking of features too, we got Nadia coming up to the plate next. She's gonna be featuring February 21st. And like I was all mixed up, yo. I like over pushed it there, but yeah, so just take what I said earlier about Nadia and insert here. Yeah, Nadia, if you could bless us with some words, I'd really appreciate it. Is there Nadia? All right. Well, not sure if Nadia is there. She may be preoccupied or something. Life happens, right? We all can't be there when it's our time. So we're going to just put Nadia on a tentative list. Like we always hold space for everybody who wants to read, right? But with that said, we're gonna move on to the next performer, who also has a feature coming up here too, and who's personally one of my favorite artists. Like not even just poets, but like one of my favorite people. Like y'all need to check out the Heart of the Artist episode we did with Escape Artist, and she was like, someone said, "Oh, you can't do that." I think it was for like a construction job or something. So then she went ahead and like became like an iron welder, an ironsmith. It was like, oh, you don't think I can do construction? Okay, I'm gonna go a step above that, and I'm gonna do that, right? But not only that,
nice.
like, yeah, she over there raising a newborn baby, reading poetry while crocheting. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like skill beyond skill beyond skill. One of my favorite human beings on this earth, escape artist. If you could, oh, and check out the book too, man. Confessions of an Escape Artist, on Amazon. Yeah, escape. If you could unmute yourself and bless us with some words, I greatly appreciate it.
Thank you for your kind words, Thomas. You make me sound like the bomb.
Hey, you are. Don't sell yourself short. You are the bomb.
Thank you, thank you. So this I'm gonna read is called No Rest for the Weary. It's in my book, Confessions of an Escape Artist. The link is in my bio. It's available on Amazon. If you want a copy, you could DM me like an autographed copy or a signed copy, whatever you could DM me. I have a couple copies on hand still. Anyways, here we go. I never put this pen down. The barrel never touches the ground. stays between the corners of my frown, makes home in my mouth. And a birth new dawns with even a simple yawn. There are planets in this tongue. I carry the truth in my fingers the way prophets carry the word of God in their ribs. The linen lives in a drought, begging for this ink to quench its thirst. There are no breaks or siestas, no place for poets to rest their achy souls. The scritta demands a story, a masterpiece, to lock away in her bosoms for generations waiting in the uterus of time, to impregnate stumbling minds drunk with curiosity and birth knowledge. The words are always in orbit, rotating around these bones like the pull of the sun, spinning thought for eons at a time. There are planets in this tongue, by which I mean there are new things you have to see. You can't get there with that vessel covered in old you, chained to yesterday's psalms and gravity. There are experiences waiting for you should you ever build anew. God let us borrow his gift, as long as we promise to keep the Holy Trinity in the name of the pen, the ink, and the parchment. Vow to stay celibate to this writing. Don't fuck around with lesser things to betray the ink. Poets were never lucky enough to be gifted rose-colored glasses, rather plagued with X-ray vision to see the truth beneath the Trojan horse perjurers hiding their eyes. No souls in their windows. Responsibility doesn't allow me to wade neck deep in bliss, basking in ignorance. The duty is mine, caged by obligation, graffiti it between the cracks of the brain tissue the blind man carries between his shoulders. That's why the universe resides in our palms. The ink won't take no for an answer. That's why I'll never put this pen down. That's my first one. And my second one. As Thomas mentioned, I used to be an iron worker before I became a mom, so this is like a little ode to my iron working days. My father thinks we are building a bridge. As an iron worker, I know a thing or two about building bridges. Starts with a compacted foundation, reinforced with steel bars. It would take thousands of pounds to break it. Our foundation has no steel or steel in it. We barely know ourselves, know even less about each other. Our foundation is like wet cement, something time has to cure. There are few connection points, a point where two pieces meet, held together by bolts like core memories. I know he tries to hold the weight of his actions, his arms be the cables that hold the load, his back be the towers he used for support. But sometimes I fear the load of my anger will snap the threads he hangs on to. So a cable-stayed bridge is not ideal for us to build. Though suspension bridges are built for long spans, our history lacks memories. An arch bridge sounds more fitting as it carries loads by compression, the same way I'd compress these feelings his absence is created. The bridge that bears the heaviest loads are pinned together by triangular pieces called trusses. We can never build a truss bridge. There isn't enough trust between the two of us. I'm not sure if we're building something to walk across or jump off of. Maybe one day there will be, and we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But today is certain, as of lately, I have burned more bridges than I've built, which is to say I am also in the demolition business. Sometimes words I've never said float down the river into a pier, causing a structural failure. And just like that, my London Bridge is falling down, and we are back to square one. I've mostly built drawbridges where I can control the damage should I have to draw up from a letdown, from disappointments that I've become accustomed to. We've never had the type of conversation that could bear the weight of our relationship. We're still working on the support, still gathering tools to lay a proper footing. And I don't know if we've gathered enough materials to complete this project, but I do know you can't build a superstructure on a weak foundation. Thanks.
Thank you.
Wow.
Everybody unmute yourselves and give it up for Escape Artist.
Yes. The construction scheme. I was not even expecting that.
Right? Yeah. So I guess I'm also a demolition artist too.
You're just amazing pieces. It's just
right,
breathtaking. Seriously, just wow.
Like
wow.
consistently too, yo. Like you never cease to amaze me, Escape, and I love who you are as a person, and I appreciate you coming through and sharing your soul with us, week after. Even when you don't share and you just come into the room, just having that vibe in the room with us, makes me feel good. So I appreciate everything that you do for the community and what you do with art. Like,
Yeah, thank you for the space. It's always a vibe here. I always like coming here. Yeah, even if I don't come, even if I don't say anything, I like to be in the audience. It's a great vibe here. So thanks for the space.
yeah, thank you so much. All right, so we got some tentative poets on the list that may pop in, may pop out. I think we're still waiting on Nadia. I haven't heard anything back from her yet. Optimistic D, Debbie might come back. We got a few other people that might come back. But closing up round one here before we move into like a round two, open minds, open mic, open room. So even after we finish up this round one and the recording stops, we're always here, right? Last poet standing style. But yeah, I believe Lala, this is your first time at an Open Minds event?
Yeah.
All right,
Yes.
fam. So y'all know what to do. Everybody, please unmute yourselves and give a big open mind, open heart, open arm welcome to Lala.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Get on it.
Yes. Blessings.
Hi. You want me to just get into it?
I mean, if you want to introduce yourself too, I don't know you really. You want to come introduce yourself a bit, tell us a little about yourself and share some art, we'd really appreciate it.
Okay. I'm Lala. Also known as the Fire Queen, as Lady Shine will put it out there for us.
And if Lady Shy calling you the Fire Queen, like I'm excited to hear what you got. Like that's like one of the best recommendations you can get. Lady Shy talking about the Fire Queen over here. Like, yeah, like I'm ready.
I've been doing poetry since I was a teenager, but I didn't start actually like getting on stage performing open mics until the end of last year. So we're gonna see. No. But I'm ready. I got a piece right now. I think my first one, if y'all like it, we're gonna do Roots. It's a new piece I wrote back in when did I write Roots? I think it was November 30th. I wrote it. November 30th. To my dear melanated men, don't you know that you are beneath me? Hold on. I'm gonna let you dwell on that for a second. For decades, you have been beaten. Whether it was tied to chains or on the back end of a 187, we have still found ways to have you weaken. Ending our legacies because they feared the power that you was creating. And to top it all off, you got your own black women out here calling you bitch ass niggas because you failed to step up to the plate that you was eating from. Talk about a beating. Check it. I'm tired. I'm tired of seeing you locked up. And I'm tired of seeing you dead. And I'm tired of you walking out and your baby's going to ask the next bitch for head. Like, what makes you think a real one wants a deadbeat laid up in her bed, cooking for a lazy nigga, and you ain't even spared her no bread? Then y'all want to put y'all hands on bitches? And then be crying when the next nigga want to give y'all stitches? Out here showing your ass. Man, pull up your fucking britches, looking like damn rags, but your history full of riches. Then y'all want to be out here fighting light versus dark when you're all fucking brown. What happened to fighting with your fists, man? Put the fucking guns down. You out here acting a fool with the mind of a joker in the face of a clown, and we just want you to get your fucking life together and put back on your crown. Spin this back around. Don't you know that you are beneath me? Like, you don't understand that it is your roots that fuel this tree. We all had to bear the fruits of your labor, like it wasn't your seeds that was planted inside of me. You don't even know how you are the reason for the air that I breathe. Don't you see? It is your ground that I walk on. Your roots planted in the soil. I thought we left the hatred in the past while we staring up turmoil. Don't you know they looking for another nigga? And you out here causing your own embroil. Now you just another nigga in the pot, put the heat, boil. Check it. I know this shit sucks. We all had to grow up learning how we suffered at the hands of the Ku Klux Klan. But don't you know that Africa was the first continent? We all came from the motherland. You were at my core, beneath the surface of who I am, rooted deep inside of me. I can't be woman without man. Don't you know what the root is? It's more than what's just hidden beneath the surface. It is the anchor, a steady supply of nutrients like Earth's core. You're the nucleus. Matter of fact, I was the seed that was in your nutsack. Would have never been here without you, and that's that. And this is the struggle that we fought for? Flashback. Your great-great-grandfather was probably hung from a tree, lynched on Sunday mornings after praising God to glory. And your great-great-grandmother was probably raped and survived to tell the story, but didn't go into details because the details were self-explanatory. Flashback. Before you were slaves, you were kings, leading monarchies for centuries. They stripped us of our powers and forced us into slaveries. And you allowing them to do it again, only this time it's the penitentiaries. And we could be watching movies on pharaohs, but instead, life behind bars became our new documentaries. Tell me, what was the hymn that you originally chanted? Did you forget to walk with your head held high, not slanted? The soil is wrapped around your roots, don't take it for granted. And the next time I tell you that you're beneath me, remember you're the root to the seed you planted. Peace.
God damn, yo. Lady Shaw wasn't joking. Talking about the fire queen, bro. Yo.
I'm sorry.
We need the fire chief inspector in here, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We got a whole arson and pyromaniac.
There's no apologizing in poetry.
Yeah, yo, I think. Well, no, she need to apologize because I think she melted my headsets a bit. Like, I need to go get a new pair of headphones now. My headphones melting off my ears right now. Oh, Lala, that was amazing. If you got a second piece for us, we really appreciate that.
I do. I have a second piece. I actually wrote this one 2 days ago. It's called Hey Siri. Hey Siri, send a text to that nigga that tried to play me. Okay, what would you like to say? Say, fuck you, you shrimp dick ass nigga. Nah, delete. Bitch, you crazy. You know that dick had you climbing up the walls. All right, Siri, say, bitch, I will fuck you up. Shit, nah, that shit sound crazy too. All right, delete. You know what, Siri, cancel text. I'm just gonna fucking go to sleep. So today I woke up and I said, self said, huh? And together we decided that I would be a B today. Now see, last night that B would have stood for bitter, because this nigga would have met a new hitter. He thinking he just gonna hit her then quit her, but at the rate of my emotions, my pussy wouldn't have been the only thing his dick would have sized for a new pipe fitter. I mean, the dick was amazing. He had your girl doing tricks and flips and shit, creating soul ties with splits, all swallow, no spits. Then his words had me at a high. A wordsmith coached his way from first class to the cockpit, then talked me down from his flight right onto his cockpit, and my dumb ass failed to transmit. Those good morning beautifuls you sent to start my days, boasted my ego in blissful ways, smiling at a man who ain't the same under his displays, and cleared my number before he even hit the doorway. Now my count up another number, and I done bodied another body that my body now blunders. I fell to the pits of hell because his words had pulled me down under, and this is why I also deal with women, because they never leave me to wonder. But damn, if they ain't some work too. See, this B shit is hard because if you only knew the life of a bisexual, like, think about it. The straight women don't like me because I could probably suck her nigga dick better than her. But little do she know it's really her pussy I want to make stir. And then the nigga want to hate because I eat pussy better than him. And my game with the strap will have him learning how to stroke all over again. And the lesbians don't like us because we ain't gay enough for them. But they fuck with us because they really can't trust a gay femme. But fuck all that. Today is a new day and I have to go be black. I have to go be 3 times better than my white counterparts just to be on track and believe I use my professional tone, because if I bust out with that ghetto shit, I'll probably be fired for the lack of tact. Meanwhile, at home, I'm teaching my boys how to be men, teaching them how to prevent while I prevent being harassed simply for the color of my skin. Code switch and lane changing, I can no longer tell what's real or what's pretend, but tell me, if I decide to go and grab life by the balls, will I be able to make America great again? I mean, see, you say your dick hang, but you don't know how long my penis. And I'm a pro at what I do, but you could really catch the business because my B don't mean small. I eat niggas like you for breakfast. And before you bring the meat, make sure it's dipped into your girl sauces, no pauses, ass tosses, straight pauses. I mean, I could fall to the stigma, but really you could stigma my bitch. See, there she go again. An angry black woman is what they expect, so I really gotta refrain, because if I release the bitch inside of me, I'd have their head up against the wood grain, but my ass fat and my money long, so my attitude I'll contain, because it's just a game. Hey Siri, send a text to that nigga that tried to play me. Okay, what would you like to say? Say be blessed. Send text. I decided to be a B today. Today, I decided to be better. Peace.
Yo, that tripped me out because when he was like, "Oh, sorry, send text, be blessed." My phone went zoom zoom, and I was like, "Oh no, this got too real." Hey, Lala, yo, you've been writing for a long time. You just started performing last year, but your performance is on point.
No
Keep
doubt.
doing what you're doing. Like, yeah, please come back. We want more. Like,
Of course,
it's
of course.
amazing
That is
stuff.
intense.
Yeah, I'm about to get you booked in on a feature too. See, that's why I love when new people come in. Cause I'm like, man, damn, that's good. Like, I gotta start getting all these. Like, I'm already booked in until March. I think maybe we go like, by the time January's done, I'm gonna have the whole year booked up.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, but yeah, thank you so much for coming through.
You.
I'm like, that's a good problem to have.
Yeah, right.
It really
Yeah. Bet. Yo, everybody, do me a favor, please, and unmute yourselves and give all the love you got for Lala.
The code switcher and lane changer.
Hey.
You caught that?
Oh yeah, he's slick with it. He caught it.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you too for closing out round 1. But before we get this recording closed out and go into round 2, I just want all of y'all to one more time unmute yourself and give it up for TalkSick for that dope feature, man. Like,
thank you. Happy to be here, man.
That's
beautiful.
Look, profound and prolific. Spit on it, Jesus.
For sure, man.
It's all fun. Thank you. I appreciate the safe space.
Yeah. That's what we're here for. Open minds, open mic every Friday night. Again with Chaos Magic on Mondays. We got new shows too. We're gonna be bringing up. We got some old shows we're bringing back, like Heart of the Artist and stuff. We got the Muse IC where we're gonna be mixing music with poetry. Like, it's just gonna be some amazing things coming in 2025. So stick around. And for those of you watching on YouTube, we love you. We about to go off hours now off recording and have some real fun. So if y'all want to be here for the fun stuff, y'all just gotta show up, man. Like, we here for y'all. We ain't hard to find out. Open Minds, Open Mic on Instagram. Make sure you guys are keeping up to date with all these amazing poets. just yeah, man. Like we trying to make the world a cooler place, yo. So thank you guys for participating in this wonderful Friday evening. If you guys just want to unmute and just thank each other for being here.
I want to thank you all for even showing up. Shine for bringing a whole squadron.
Yo, Shine always bring me a
heavy
good advice.
hitters.
That's another one of my babies. And I'm like, yo, every time Shine's like, hey, that's my baby. Killing it, yo.
Wow.
Killing it.
There's a whole lot of talent in this room. That's a beautiful thing.
This is a special night.
It is.
Very special.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna end out the recording here now. Thank y'all for being part of this night. We're gonna continue our hours though. So peace, love, stay inspired, and just follow your soul, right?
Thanks.
I love you, oh loves. Do you have those? Do you wanna share them with me? I love you, oh loves. Oh, do you have those? I'd like to share mine with you. Can we share? Are you gonna spread love or hate? Are you gonna spread love or hate? Are you gonna spread love or hate?